Yep. Um, I just saw it come across. Um, what's going on, Mama Max? Much love to you. Happy Martin Luther King Day. I hope you're enjoying your day. I hope a lot of you guys are enjoying your day. Welcome to the non-pandering, um, sector of society where we don't pander to what you feel you want to hear or you think you should hear. Glasses. So we definitely had something that has come across the desk. This is definitely. I told y'all that got me a twisted tea. I told y'all that as time goes on, these things are going to start catching up. Now, before people were just saying it was just America. It was just America. It was just Brazil feminists and all those other stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to see a common denominator. Well, we already saw the common denominator, but now there's not so much anybody can say now to say it's not a thing or it's not real. Because you have it now as to where these men of a specific mindset and movement are now being herded, gathered up, threatened, and arrested. Whose fault is that? Can't blame Pookie. You can't blame Ray Ray. I'm not trying to do none of that be love or black love or none of that stuff. I'm just doing that of the accountability. So I don't want y'all to think I'm doing this for just women. I don't want y'all to think I'm doing this for America. I'm doing this for that of common sense. There's nothing you can tell me now because I've been outside the US many times. And we're watching these men who are committing these atrocities to humanity. They're being corralled up. People are watching you. This is the most amazing instrument that man has made. It's called a cell phone. You can record, you can do work, you can study, you can take pictures, and you can keep track of information. All on this phone. Very nifty device. And so you've been having it where men have been going around saying that they wanted to go find a better source, stock of women. They want better access. I'm like, hey, if you want to go, you can go. You want to go live your life, go live your life. If that's what you want to set out to go do, go ahead and do it. I, I'm I'm not gonna stop you, but see, we noticed that the same people who cried about the single mothers, the lower hanging fruit talking points, the I'm the better man, the higher value man, we're asking the question, so what is your excuse now? I didn't talk about the Holloman boy, Austin Holloman. Now we have another man, and you can't overlook it. I was literally at work, and this came across me. What's going on, Wrestling Boots? It's like we keep missing each other, Red. I don't know why we keep missing each other. But in looking at all of this, what's going on, Red? Even today on IG, I'm going to break. Okay. We're definitely seeing whereas to the world, this talk point of being a Chad, a Sigma, an Alpha, and all this other stuff. Y'all gotta leave this fictitious talking points in TV shows alone. It's getting y'all into deep-breaded trouble. I never, when I went around a group of men, said, "Oh my God!" For some strange reason, his alpha prowess is taking over me. I never went around saying I need to find a submissive woman. The talking points I'm seeing having now on the search for virgins. How to know if a woman is a virgin. How do y'all know this stuff? Why are you asking these questions? What's going on? What's going on, Tyrone? Y'all didn't want to talk about just, getting jobs, accountability. Y'all told us we were the fools. Remember, Tyrone? They were telling us we were the fools. So you said that one culture was the problem that was holding black men back. That's what you said. This culture was holding black men back. You are going elsewhere to go find your peace. Got me twisted. So now we get to look at what's ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wanted to have a conversation with y'all about the reality of things. See, what y'all don't know is that they're cracking down on sex tourism. They're going to be wiping it out and going after these channels, social media, these sites, these discords. We're going to be starting. Y'all men are not reading the signs. You're not. You're none too bright. Y'all blamed at one point It was because of the women why you were failing. It was because of the welfare state why you were failing. So what do you do when all those algorithms of problems that you told me, Tyrone, Red Singer Blues, Amanika, what do you do when all those things were removed? The black woman is in your way. Biden isn't in your way. You can say Trump, America. I think we're starting to figure out. It's like a kid who says that this kid is the problem, this kid is the problem, this kid is the problem in the classroom. So what we do is we take that child and remove them from those people, and we see that was it those people or was it you? Yup, 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 Mama Max. We now understand they were the problem. They were the problem. Now I want y'all to get a good look. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Look at this man. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly in the chat. We're going to have to review this right here. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. All right, let's get at it. Expat film. Film the locals, record them, make your YouTube videos, get your what would you want to say, the latest scoop, the news, the latest BuzzFeed. Films Filipinos, Filipinas. That's the women. Without consent and post on YouTube. Anger. Why do y'all think that it's okay to film people without their consent? Why do y'all think that's okay? Do y'all understand these are people? Do y'all understand these are children? Oh, here we go. Here we go. But see, you're so blinded by how to find a virgin, a submissive woman, you fail to understand that guess what? They want you to stay the fuck away from them. Quit bringing y'all problems over there. How to girl-proof your room to don't get robbed. So that means you've been bringing them Filipinas over to your room. Y'all say y'all trying to find a better lifestyle, which was a lie. Y'all say y'all trying to find a traditional woman, which was a lie. Y'all said that the women of your culture were the problem. Seemed like that was a lie. Y'all said that y'all were the good dudes. That's another lie. Y'all trying to find a wife. That's a lie. how to find a virgin girl in the Philippines? Are you crazy? Are you sick? These people are not dumb. They knew the area, the city, the time. They knew the uniform, and they knew the time in which you were doing all of this. Why do y'all think these people do not know and see you what you're doing? Holloman, expat king. And there's more of you black men going abroad doing and ruining that of the experience with any other black man that may go out. Why are y'all harassing them? Let's look at the article, shall we? Another day, another creepy expat story. Another blog after blogger and self-proclaimed Mr. Pokey German, or as you want to say, Mr. Handsome German, Marcel Messel, wow, put out your whole name, was arrested earlier this week by the police for the alleged, oh my God, the alleged sexual assault of a minor. Now, I know somebody going to say, well, BMT, that was a legend. We don't know his story. Y'all set yourself up. When y'all want to take videos of these girls in their bikinis without their consent. When y'all want to, hey, let me show y'all how these women over here are dressing up. Let me show you how thick they are. Let me show you this and that. Listen, bro. Y'all are crossing some steep lines. Well, y'all been crossed them. And here we are. Another expat, Manosphere busted loser gets caught up. This is not my words. This is the words of those of the people not part of your movement. And violations of the Anti-Voyeurism Act. It seems that another foreign fellow in the Philippines is giving him a run for his money. Redditors have called out an expat posting videos under the handle of Expat Kings. Now, let's go ahead. Let's click on that. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this weirdo. Recording women. Philippines girls. 759 views. Should I book a hotel advance for traveling? He's pretty much telling y'all how to get caught up. This man has no shame. You can't make this up. Angeles City. Girls, 3 p.m. What month are not good to come to the Philippines?
That's all he did was go out there to record females, women, young girls, minors. And I know y'all gonna say, "Oh, come on, BMT." Well, don't worry. They're gonna catch more of y'all. Because guess what? Oh, they're looking. Oh, they're looking. They're definitely looking. And I hope they bust every last one of y'all talking points. What's going on, K Business? It ain't gonna be safe for y'all nowhere. In Southeast Asia, in Europe, in Africa, in the Caribbean. See, they're starting to market. They're starting to start looking for y'all. Philippine bar girls. Y'all just say it's sex tourism, bro. That's all you gotta say, man. Can you live in the Philippines on $1,000 per month? Just say that's what you wanted to do, man. That's all you had to say. Y'all not traditional men. Y'all not men that are builders. Y'all are destroyers. These so-called expat guys, they're destroyers. Look at them. They went through and they know there's more of y'all. So don't miss me with that. Y'all going around recording. Y'all don't know how young these girls are. But don't worry. Y'all going to see, they're catching on to y'all. They know about y'all sites. They know about y'all spaces. And as soon as more and more they start connecting the dots, they're going to get y'all. Look at y'all. Y'all make me sick. Redditors have called out. That means the people on Reddit and other sites are after y'all. And they're turning y'all over to the proper authorities. And guess what? That's not talking about Americans. We're talking about people from all over. They can be in Africa, Asia, Europe, Southeast Asia, Russia. It don't matter. Anybody can report y'all. What's going on, music therapy? It don't matter what y'all try to say. There's nothing y'all can say anymore to me. Because guess what? This is real. They're definitely clocking these expat boys. They're definitely clocking y'all talking points. They're definitely clocking y'all channels. You don't got to worry about the black people in these spaces no more. Oh, no. I told y'all. The cultures are definitely they got their eyes on y'all guys. Y'all passport bros who say y'all are winning, well, congratulations. You won your prize. You definitely will receive your crown in glory. Expats who takes videos of Filipinas on the street without their consent. See, I don't know why y'all think y'all can walk around recording people without their consent. Do y'all not know when I was in the military, for us to record the locals, we had to get the local elders and men of that tribe or facilities permission? Some people don't want y'all recording their children, their wives, their girlfriends, their sisters, their mothers, their daughters. They don't want some weirdo foreigner recording their life. Some of y'all are some indecent animals. Please make sure y'all share this because we're going to have the realistic conversation now. The anti-voyeurism, let's put this out there, act. But I don't think people know what that is. So BMT will have to just put it out there. anyone who trespasses with the intent to subject another person to surveillance in a private place or installs any device for observing photography, recording, amplifying, or broadcasting sound or event of another person without consent is guilty of trespassing. So all you dudes, all of you men, pay attention to this. Y'all have been breaking the law. Why do y'all think y'all stop seeing less of them bros going to Africa, bros in this country? Like, why do y'all think y'all stop seeing those girls gone wild in Africa and all that crazy stuff in the Caribbeans? Oh, y'all thought y'all was special? This is real. Caught in the act, RA 9995, anti-photo and video voyeurism. In regard to Congress enacted RA 50. Like, y'all gotta know, y'all don't understand, man. Y'all have been breaking the law. It is time for y'all to get up out of here. There's nothing y'all channels can tell me. There's nothing y'all can tell me with y'all dusty asses that anything that y'all have not been breaking the law. Anytime they ever start talking about stuff, all you need to bring up is the anti-voyeurism, the law. This is international. Around the world, recognized. You cannot record women without their consent. You cannot bring somebody in your hotel and say, I'm going to record you walking around in your drawers and post it without their consent. Even if they speak a different language, say, hey, they can say they were abducted. They were forced. Y'all have been playing a dangerous game and y'all have lost. If y'all are going by whatever movement, y'all may want to get off of it now. There is nothing y'all can say to get y'all out of this. All you guys saying y'all are divesting out, y'all are doing better, y'all are full of shit. This is a Congress bill. This is not what I said. Let's put that out there. Let's put that out there. You know, BMT got to actually show you, no matter where you go, it will follow you. Amends the federal criminal code to prohibit knowingly videotaping, photoing, filming, recording by any means or broadcasting of an image of a private area of an individual without that individual's consent under circumstances in which that individual has a reasonable expectation of privacy. So in other words, if you were to invite a woman over and you start recording, y'all don't understand because y'all guys do not know how to read the room. That's y'all problem. That's what makes me sick. Y'all don't know how to read the room. Oh, well, she's sitting there looking humble and submissive. Dude, it's called survival. It's called survival. Maybe I need to bring Mama Max up here, who is in the medical profession. Some women and people will do whatever it takes if they know that they're being locked in a room with somebody. Holy crap. They're going to do whatever they got to do to get through it. But don't think that doesn't go through their mind that, yo, I think I was just sexually assaulted. I think I just was just raped. Don't matter what country you're in. Don't matter where you go. That is international. Just because y'all say y'all walked somebody from the town plaza to your room and locked the door. That woman is going to do whatever it takes. And that doesn't mean physically fight you. She's just going to say, I don't want to fight a man because he might kill me. But y'all taking the camera and putting it all in their face and asking them questions. They got to lay with you all throughout the night. Their families wonder where the hell they at. Yes. Yes. That is assault. And there's nothing y'all can say. I know y'all will say, well, BMT, you're painting just the worst picture. Listen, they've already there. Listen, man. Let me show you. Look, because y'all think I be playing. Y'all think I be playing with y'all. Y'all think that they just started doing this? Oh man, black man, black man, black man, black. No. Oh no. They've been arresting people for quite a while. It doesn't even matter if you even get back to the US, they can still come get you. I told you right now, man. The journalists are supposed to get arrested. I told y'all. They're getting. Why don't y'all think y'all don't see these white boys? Oh man, they already got his thing already up there. See, it's crazy about it. That's what's crazy about it. The world is talking. Don't y'all just love the internet? The world is talking. Y'all said y'all going international. I think you're going to rue the day you wanted to go international. Y'all said y'all searching for submissive women. You didn't think the men? I remember me and Trinity had a good conversation one time. We were talking about culture. And I was telling, and we were talking about how if you got close to an Islamic woman, the men would not be too far. You could have probably took that, you could have walked with that Islamic woman from that concession stand and try to get her in your, I promise you, you would have within 6 minutes that you got her into your room. Bizarre. Open up. They're going to be at that door. I done seen it. I done got phone calls on WhatsApp. Hey, bro. Like, I think some people at my door. What's in your room? I'm just here with a friend. It's a friend, a woman. Does she still have clothes on? Is it the law enforcement? Is it the locals? Is it her family? Is it her village? These things happen for real. And when you try to tell you black men, because y'all said it was the black women that was the reason why y'all were doing what y'all doing. You said it was Pookie. Mm-hmm. You said it was Pookie. What's going on? What's going on information, man? Y'all said that it was because of the culture, black culture, why you're dealing with these atrocities. Now we see. We step back from y'all. That's why I said, let them go. Let them go. Because there's nothing y'all can say anymore. Because now that the law is on y'all ass, now that we don't have no touch, no say on what's going on. Y'all can say, why are y'all mad? Now, hey, anybody else, we can say it's not us that are mad. It's not us. Ask their culture why they're mad at you. Ask them why they're tracking you. Ask them how they know where you're at. How they know what street y'all are on. See, this right here, they're finding y'all. They're finding y'all very accurately. They know the city, the place. They can tell by uniforms. Y'all do know they can. Y'all know y'all can look at certain uniforms and tell the area in which people are at by the uniforms, because certain schools have certain uniforms that they wear. But see, you're not part of their culture, because you would have recognized that. They have certain subtleties of details by how they have their cufflinks, how they have the hair. You would have known that. You do know some of them can be 16 to 15 years old and be in college. Oh, you thought they're 18 or 19 or 20 in college. Ha 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 ha. Joke's on you. Y'all can't blame Information Man. They cannot blame the culture no more. This man is cast to the wind. Being said, today posted a screen recording showing a quick scroll through his videos, many of which feature various women in English City in Pampanga, describing them through their physical features such as skinny or busty. See, y'all remember how y'all said YouTube is censoring and keeping track of words, phrases, terms? See, you do know people, the internet remains undefeated. It learns you. People can learn you, your mannerisms, your talking points. They start learning what is dusty. Say dusty enough times around them. Dusty. That's a dusty. No, that's a dusty. So they'll start correlating certain words around certain pictures. Some of y'all ain't so smart. You're stupid smart. Yup. They don't know that. They think that when they see people in college, Cassandra, that they're automatically 18 to 20. Nah. College for them is around 15 to 16. But see, y'all don't read them. Y'all don't actually go around and learn them. Takes videos of Philippines on the street without their consent, including some who appear to be underage schoolgirls, and to post them online. Oh, don't worry, they've been watching your chat. Creepy guy and YouTube. Look at our Philippines. Y'all, I told y'all think that other men of other cultures aren't catching y'all eye gawking their women. Y'all think they don't see y'all? Creepy guy in YouTube recording women, underage schoolgirls too, without permission. Look at it. Look at it. You see these girls covering their face. Like, y'all going around doing this stuff to people. Like, y'all think like they like that. Like, that's not cool. Look at y'all think they're not. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you think that he's the only channel being watched and monitored, you got life fucked up. I'm gonna tell any of you guys right now, any of you expat guys, you expat bros, you passport bros, wherever y'all are saying y'all need to have a heavy purge conversation. Y'all need to have a heavy purge conversation. But I can promise you, him and many other men and many other officials are now looking at y'all sites. I can promise you that. Y'all can fuck all y'all little nigga shit y'all got going on YouTube. That shit is just a bag of beans to them. But see, now y'all got the right attention. Oh, yes. Oh, y'all got money? Y'all say y'all like to travel? Y'all like taking pictures and videos of other women and culture? Oh, don't worry. It ain't nothing to report. You a nigga. A mayate. Negro. Don't worry. Y'all got the right one. And ain't no form of women, Biden, or any kind of political party got jack shit to do with y'all destruction. Coconuts did a cursory look at Expat King's YouTube page, which has some 11,600 subscribers. And many of the videos seem to be targeted towards other male foreigners planning to visit or live in the Philippines. See, I told y'all they are watching y'all. They listen. When y'all black men talk about going overseas now, best believe somebody listen. If y'all don't think they ain't waiting for y'all, when I said y'all done fucked up the relations for other men and women to go over there, I want to say thank you, you pieces of shit, for ruining it for the rest of us. Thank you. Don't blame us. They now know y'all are coming. Expat King's YouTube page is associated with sleazy, oh my God, with a sleazy travel website of the same name marketed towards men. We show you ways to see the world for less and find love in the process. It's about description with Tarek Pierce identified as its founder and editor-in-chief. Okay, so let's look it up. I want to see what they're looking at. I want to see what they're looking. See, we need to know. I can promise you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Save us. Save us, ancestors. Save us, ancestors. Save us, ancestors. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. My God. I told y'all the internet remained undefeated, man. Listen, man. All it is just a bunch of black men. And they definitely know y'all. Oh yeah. Y'all black men out there looking for some women. Y'all looking for y'all wives. I can promise you they're looking for y'all. I can promise you they are looking for y'all. You're right, mama. You're right. You're right. I need to lead ancestors out of this one. Identified as its founder and editor-in-chief, the Expat King's YouTube account has a similar description on his page. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Tarek TJ, and I am an American living abroad as a Digital Nomad. Expat Kings is a travel and lifestyle channel that will give you advice on international travel, living abroad as an expat, making money online, and meeting beautiful women all over the world. My channel is all about giving you the truthful insights on what it's like to travel around the world as a black man. This is it. Oh, don't worry, brother D Rock. I will be dropping it down soon. I definitely would like. I definitely would like to hear from y'all. I definitely would like to hear from y'all. While some videos do tackle general travel topics such as can you live in the Philippines for $1,200 a month, and is Wi-Fi internet fast and stable in the Philippines? The account content is overwhelmingly focused on Filipinas, which is the women, on video titled Angle City Philippine College Girls, which is 1,1600 views. Okay, you're going to see a lot of eye candy here heading to the college right there. He says in the video, as he describes the school's exact location in detail. Why are y'all dudes showing students in the school? This is how I know y'all are dogless, inhuman people. Why are y'all doing that? Would y'all feel comfortable if a random stranger were to be recording y'all loved ones going to school, going to college, going to a university or a class or a course? Would y'all feel comfortable if they were recording them on their everyday thing? Why are y'all doing this? So this is a little nice area for some of you guys looking for university or college girls. Maybe you're a little bit tired of some of the girls on the walking street, he said, referring to a popular red light district in the city. Other disturbing, infuriating titles include how the girl proof your room, avoid getting robbed, and how to find a virgin in the Philippines. Oh my God. Cluing one in on how he views the women in the country he currently calls home. He just treats Southeastern Asian countries like it's a pervert Disneyland. One Redditor commented. As a woman, this is really scary, another said. Sex tourist, I'm guessing. Dude is nothing but a creep. One proclaimed. Several users encourage reporting their account. So I want you to understand this right here. This is how the world is viewing these expat guys. This is how they're announcing y'all. So let me drop the link. Please like, share, subscribe. I will say this much. Whatever image that y'all were trying to show, somebody's going to be submitting soon. Somebody's going to be submitting soon. If y'all don't think this ain't going to come up later on down the pipe, y'all want to know why they're so quick to kick y'all out? Why they've been shortening y'all visas? You can't blame
D the Realm, Mama Max, Iron, Information Man. You can't blame the women. What's going on, Reg? Shout out to my homie Reg. Oh yes. Oh yes, Reg. It is coming. It's coming so much so that guess what? They done pulled out the law on them. There's nothing y'all can say. Nothing. They've been watching y'all. If y'all don't think they're not in this space right now, watching y'all channels, because see, you gotta understand. Let me show you something. Let me show you something that's so interesting. Right? Let me show you how they can easily find out who you are or find out more of y'all channels. Let's say we go to Expat King, right? Let's just say we go there. So let's say that's all. This is his videos, right? All they got to do is hit channels, and when they look at that, look at that. Oh my gosh! All I did was hit channels, and I can find out who y'all connected to. Isn't that beautiful? When you hit channels, they can see what you see. When you hit your community, they can see what you're connected to. You see, I think some of y'all just don't get it. I don't think y'all get it. Jesus Christ. You're not getting it, man. You're not. I told y'all. They done wind it down on y'all. All those Austin Holloway interviews, all those times when y'all like to sit them down. Let me show you something that they pulled out. Whenever y'all want to go record them, right? Another day, another creepy expat story. After vlogger self-proclaimed Mr. Bogey, Marcel Messel, so they know your name, was arrested earlier this week by police for the alleged blank of a minor. In violations of the anti-voyeurism, which I got to click on that, because some of y'all don't know what that is, but y'all do a lot of videos. All you got to do is click on, what is voyeurism? What is that? Which literally, since 2004, listen, also known as anti-video photo. You know when y'all go traveling abroad and y'all be showing people in their bikinis, in their clothes, or on the beach and all this stuff. Y'all don't think that these people aren't tracking y'all. That's crazy. That's crazy. This is passed in Congress. This is passed in Congress. Well, BNT, how do you know it's passed in Congress? Oh, let me just click it right there. Oh, there you go.
There you go. There you go. Right there. Right there. Right there. Public Law 108-495. It's been unpassed. All right, wasn't that around the time when they stopped doing Girls Gone Wild? See, y'all not hearing me. Y'all not hearing me. Everybody feels that they're untouchable until they get touched. Go abroad. Go abroad. You know how let me see, let me grab y'all remember this fool, right? Now this is Austin Holloman. Right? Let's click on that. So you see how when he likes to go around and do his little videos of him just showing other women. And see, the thing about it is, I worry about a lot of y'all men. I worry about a lot of y'all men. Y'all just don't know better. And the thing about it, I think y'all put yourselves in a situation. These men don't understand that these other men are definitely coming over to the space. They're definitely watching you. They're definitely taking notes. Y'all want to sit down and say y'all looking for y'all wives, y'all looking for y'all submissive brides, going around with y'all shirts off and doing all that crazy shenanigans and stuff, saying how y'all find a wife. Look at it. Y'all take do these videos with y'all with the girls and all that stuff. And see, y'all, that's why I said I don't feel bad for y'all when y'all go down. This is what y'all asked for. Now he's off doing apologies. Him right here. They got his number. Was it worth it? Was all this worth it? You going around recording women that don't want to be recorded, that don't want to be bothered. You don't know how old these women are. You don't know who they are. Like this is crazy. Let me see what Ruby. What's up, Ruby?
Oh, Fancy! What's that? Happy New Year, darling. How you doing?
Happy New Year's, beloved. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. I miss you. I miss you very much.
Likewise, I was so happy. I saw you were live and I actually was able to click on it and I'm like, oh, there's a link too? What? I'm coming. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. I came up here long before I even knew what you're talking about. I just saw you were live and that I could come up and I was coming. So
I think, you know what? I think the thing about it, one, Ruby, you'd have been proud. All the work that we did for a few months. I think people are now getting to the point they want a balanced, realistic conversation. They're getting that.
come on. Really? Are you sure?
And if you get, the reason why I'm saying that, I can say that now because of the of the practices that they're using aren't working.
Mm-hmm.
The talking point of what happens where your talking points meet that of reality, or they meet women that are not in that of your area.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all talk. They said, "Well, I want to go find a non-submissive woman," but now you have it where the women of that culture don't want you there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a white man that came by, and different other people who came by, and they're challenging their talking points.
Listen, and they didn't like it when I said it, right? Because me and Melody were gonna go live about this yesterday, but then Game Changer was live about it, so we went on to his panel and said, and I did it, and the first thing I said was, I don't want to say I told y'all so, but I told you so, and everyone was really bad. So of course, since those were my first words, everyone was really therefore upset for everything else I had to say. But it's because I just addressed this within the last couple months. Okay, there's the last time Austin Holman had some attention on him for I don't even know what, but that was really the first time I went through all of enough of his content to get an understanding of what he was really pushing as kind of like the head of the passport bros and stuff. And so I took a lot of issue and I said that what he's doing is very dangerous. I'm not even against men dating or marrying women from other countries or cool. Right? I'm not even against necessarily sex tourism. I'm not even necessarily against that as long as you're honest and upfront and be smart and safe. But what's happening is these dudes are walking around with the ignorant ethnocentric, okay? And for those people who don't know what the hell that means, ethnocentric is something that all Americans are, almost like by nature. They breed y'all to be like that, which is to judge everything according to the American lens and to assume, therefore, that everyone in the world should be read through the American lens. That is to say, Americans are the greatest. They're the best. Everyone would desire the top of the top American because everyone would value the same thing that Americans value. And the only reason why they don't have it is because they just can't access it like Americans can. Right? So that's like ethnocentrism, and Americans are bad with that. And so what happens is they put their lens on that, and they have just enough power to get places and do whatever they want. But the problem is, no one ever tells them that no, these other countries around the world are not looking up to America like that. They're not like, oh God, we can't wait till, even if it's the bottom barrel American, I just need an American. That will improve my life. Oh, I can't wait till an American comes over here to sleep with my sister or with my daughter. I can't wait. Like, you know, so it's like you have to realize in some of these countries, there's a 304 class because it's legal. So there's a class of women that you can treat like that, right? And then there's a class of women where if you touch them and you are not married to them, it is going to be a dangerous problem for y'all. And so on and so forth. But if y'all aren't learning that, right? If these so-called leaders aren't learning that ahead of time, they can't teach that. Or they do learn it, but then they don't tell nobody that because that's not fun. That's not going to get them the clicks and the likes and the money. And so they're passing on dangerous ass messages that are incomplete. And then these idiot kids are listening to their dangerous ass messages and following suit, right? And then, or what's even worse, let's be real, is they're looking up to actual predators, actually dangerous people who actually are hiding behind this rhetoric. So that way they can have a whole bunch of people support them while they be predators and monsters, right? And so they're following the words and the teachings of predators and monsters. These predators and monsters are saying, be like me. So that way my behavior is more normalized. It's like the what's happening in this space to me is so scary. And I've been speaking out about it for years, really, because I've been watching it go down. But in the last few months, and I'm like, everyone, oh, she's just an off, she's a bot, she's a this, she's a that. Yeah, right, Ruby's full of shit. Yeah, right, no way Ruby could be married. What the hell do you care anyway, Ruby? That's why I'm in this space, because I care. Because I've always cared, you know what I mean? But I'm like, and I especially care about young men, so I'm going to be real with y'all. I think young women can take better care of themselves than men can. They're just more socially aware. And I'm very worried about what's happening to the young men, especially. I think the issues are worse now. right? Like these issues, the social issues, let's say with the inceldom is getting more boys are never losing their V card. Our VNT, we're gonna cover, me and Melody are gonna cover something. I mean, a couple of people are covering it, but I got a real deep dive for y'all. There's a thing called transmaxing. Have you heard of transmaxing, VMT?
Yes, I've seen that. I've actually sat down and spoke with a young man today
Mm.
who actually does that. Um, that's what he does. He and I was like, wow.
Amazing.
I said, so are you, he said, well, nobody's gonna ever sleep with me because nobody wants me. So
Uh-huh.
I so females like being around me because I'm a trans. So to just have that company of the women, he became mentally in his mind don't dress up like that. I said that's very dangerous. What you're doing, that's very
Uh-huh.
dangerous. That's not healthy. So it definitely this direction that men are going in, and it's mainly first world countries. I don't really see the second and third world countries or you understand what I'm saying? Like I don't see them
Uh-huh.
trans maxing. Then they already know like whoa, that we ain't that bad like that. And we're dealing with starvation and other shit. We ain't dealing with that. But around the first world countries, predominantly around there, they have that option. They're doing that, and I'm like, okay, we're definitely seeing that. I actually had um, I'll grab it. I'll grab it
Uh-huh.
for you. But go ahead. I actually have a video I was showing
Mm.
of a boy who said because he felt so ugly, um, he couldn't beat them, so he became one of them. I think I got it. I think I got it for you. Like I said, this.
Well, see, I'll tell you something because a lot of people don't realize this. First of all, that there's been a couple cults, and there's been a couple very concerted efforts to intentionally target and attack. Okay, and this is by men attacking men for the record. Okay, by the incels, right? Attacking incels. So what they because if you're a black pill incel, right? What you're told is basically if you're not a Chad, if you just don't have the Chad features, right? That if that's then that's it. There is no hope for you. So if you have feminine features, right? You're short, especially if you're a manlet, right? Or shorter, right? And then you have the feminine features and da 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 da. Well, you're never gonna get any from women ever. But here's the thing: you can get all the attention and money, and actually even get some sex from men if you give the other incel men who are lacking what they want, right? So if you dress up like a woman, right, and you pose like a woman, you do all the things like a woman, I mean, sure, at least you're getting sex somehow, right? I mean, you weren't expecting to be penetrated, but isn't that better than nothing? That is what they're selling these dudes, okay? And it's intentionally being targeted at them. They're being told that if they stay as they are because they're not over 6 feet tall and they don't have a prominent jawline, they don't have a prominent brow, and they're not this and they're not that, that they will never get any from women. So this is the best they can do. You say you can't beat them, join them. That's what's really happening. And it's happening with alarming, like it's not like one or two people. And it's not like, oh, this just happened for the last 6 months. The first cult, the cult that I'm going to deep dive into, 2000, this is 2018 we talking about. 4chan, all of these different, y'all don't understand what they're really doing. While they're sitting there trying to blame feminists and blame women and whatever, y'all don't see what they are doing from the inside, that they're let monsters in to the inside. Men, trusting all men. All men are okay. Trust all men by their word and whatever. And then those men are cannibalizing the group from the inside, attacking young, vulnerable, impressionable minds from the inside. It is really sad. Like it's really sad to see it.
Now I'm gonna tell you right now, and
This is where I get the tough love. Yes, I agree, G Dizzle. I think it might be Mother Nature way of weeding out the weak genes. Boy, you gotta love. Shout out to G Dizzle and G Dizzle with the tech, teaching IT. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, Ruby. These practices, this pill talk bullshit, this goddamn ideologies of Sigma Alpha and goddamn passport divestment shit. None of this shit is working. None of it is working. It's like taking a whole box of goddamn pills and shit, and you're just randomly cramming it down to try to deal with the goddamn pain and traumas and shit. When it's like, no, stop. Your body's gonna reject that shit. And so, I'm saying this pill shit. All the men that have been going by this pill shit have either failed, burnt out, or they're dying young. Looking at this expat shit, we're here right now, and looking at it. If y'all want the catch up on this stuff, these so-called dudes, they're now on Front Street. They're now on Street. They're now on Front Street, where now they're catching these guys left and right. And he's not the first one. There are many more. They're not telling that they're getting stronger. Where is Andre? Where's Andre when you need him? But they have it where some places, and you're further up north. I'm sorry, man. They tell you Americans when y'all go certain places, don't American it up. The locals do not give a fuck. Y'all think that everybody likes you because you're a so-called American. Like, y'all don't have nobody to blame for this shit. Like, understand, I told y'all, walking around holding a camera, recording people, that's weird. That's weird. You don't know who they are. You don't know who they connect to. Like, y'all understand when they wear uniforms a certain type of way, the locals can tell who they are. They know exactly. Believe it or not, some teenagers, I talked to somebody, they were a foreign exchange student when they were 14 to 15. And one of the cool things he told me, his name was Manas. He told me he already been to college. And I'm like, what? You already been to college? How? He said, well, in my country, college starts at this certain age for a lot of us. And I'm like, whoa. But if you're not part of that culture and you made your haven, as Ruby was saying, to break the cycle is to go chase foreign cheeks, well, you wouldn't care. So you can't blame Pookie now. You can't blame, well, it's America. It's the community. You can't blame, say, black people made you put you up to this. Now we're starting to see, and I'm just being honest, Ruby, I think these guys are the losers. Just, there's no trying to change that. You talked about it. I talked about it. Then we talked about it again. These people, anti-voyeurism law. I'm pretty sure you heard of that before. The anti-voyeurism. You're not allowed to record people without their consent. I was in the military. I knew that. You can't. I can't just walk around with a camera and just record people in the park without their consent. They can say, "Hey, stop filming. You got to leave." They can do that. Speeding up. Yeah, they also know all y'all channels. I got somebody put me onto that. They do know y'all channels. They already said that Redditors have called out the expat posting videos handle expat kings who have taken videos of Philippines on the street without their consent, including some appear to be underage school and post them online. You also have it. Redditors are undergoated today. Posted screen recording showing how quick to scroll through the various women of Angela's skinny, busty. They're learning y'all to talk about dusty, busty, skinny. All of them talking points are when y'all again. And I gotta ask Ruby about this because she is a woman. Because a lot of y'all don't understand how to read the room. Just because a woman, if you take a woman up to your room, and I know some of y'all say, well, she wanted to have sex with me. I gotta tell y'all, and if I'm wrong, Ruby say you're full of shit. Some woman will sleep with you because it's a survival tactic. I can't beat this man. So if I just give him what he wants, then I might live. I know y'all think that, wait, that sounds crazy, BMT. That don't make any sense. You're just saying this bullshit. But no, man, I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, women or people will do that. Like, it's what's it called where you take somebody to like a place or location and they just said, well, shit, like, I don't want them to put me out in the middle of nowhere, or I don't want them to like throw me off the boat. I guess I'll just go along with the get along until I get out of the situation. So y'all, I don't know why y'all think by getting the women to y'all rooms that holistically you actually want it. So again, these things of these dressing up like women and shit and going around recording girl, like that looks like a whole child. And I got 7K views. That is wild. Holy shit. But I don't know, Ruby. I don't think these talking points are working. I don't think Ruby dropped down. I don't think that these things are working anymore. Maybe you make. Go ahead.
No, I don't think those talking points. Here's the thing. The problem is, and people don't realize that, right? Because they keep asking Ruby, what's your vested interest in this, Ruby? You're just a knob. You're just a bot. Well, no, see, that's the thing. Unlike most of the voices, right, that they are following and worshiping, right? I don't have a vested interest, right? I'm not an American woman. So therefore, I have no reason to try to convince you you're wrong about American women, right? I guess I'm a Black woman, but I'm a Black Canadian Jamaican woman. So I guess half the rhetoric doesn't even apply to me, right? So where's my vested interest there? Well, you could say, well, it's general Black female solidarity. Yeah, but I'm married. So I actually don't need y'all for anything. Not only that, but I've been here for a very long time. I've been writing about these types of topics for 15 years, and I've never monetized it. Right? That means I am not getting paid, no matter what my opinion is, whether you like it or dislike it, no one's paying me for it. So guess what? It's more likely that I'm telling the truth, that I've been here for, in this, like online and YouTube for 6-7 years, and then online in general for 15 years, speaking these messages, and no one's ever paid me a dime, nor have I ever tried to hustle to get paid, right? So it might suggest that maybe I'm just telling the truth because I give a shit about the community and I care about the community that my children, my nieces, my nephews, whatever, will be growing up in, and I want the future to be better for them. Maybe that's why I got into the whole psychology, neuroscience, and behavior thing that I got into to begin with, right? Maybe. Well, let's look at who they're actually listening to, though, right? Because they're not listening to people like me. They're very invested in saying, I'm a bot, I'm a liar, I'm a this, I'm a that, right? Even though I'm telling them the truth. So they want to listen to people who are going to make them feel better about themselves, who's going to blame everyone but them for their own problems and failures, right? Who's going to put all their responsibility and accountability on everyone but them. And then is going to tell them, but here, I've got the magic keys to success. And they're going to teach them to you for the low cost of 3 easy payments of $999.99, right? But if these things don't work, you're going to keep coming back for more. And they're going to say, yeah, it's these modern day bitches, right? And so therefore, they don't even have to be right. So they are selling you something that you're going to keep paying for that's not going to work. And when it doesn't work, it's not their fault. It's the modern women's fault. If they would just go back to being in the 1950s and all these tactics they're trying to teach you would work. So it's not the guy's fault, it's the women's fault. And you should keep paying those guys for them to tell you, God damn, these modern ass bitches. Right? So I mean, look, at the end of the day, right? This is the problem. That is the generalized problem that we have, is that the talking points don't work. They're not there to work. They are just there to sell guys a dream and get the guys to simp for these dudes selling them the dream versus simping for the next Insta thought they come across on Instagram. That's about it. Like, that's really what it's about. It's all about making a quick, easy buck, manipulation, Stockholm syndrome. That's it. That's it. They don't care. They do not care about these dudes at all. They don't care about the fallout. They don't care about the ridiculously increased rate of self-termination that we have in the manosphere. Because that's crazy. It is crazy how many people have taken to ending their own lives. Like the percentage is humongous. No other one area of YouTube has that many self-terminations in such a short period of time, and most other areas are far larger than the manosphere, which goes to show you again. And I mean, I'm including male spaces, right? So that goes to show you again, there is something going wrong with the messaging, and they don't care because you know what? They just want to make a buck. That's it. Sorry, they don't care. They do not care.
I got you. What's going on? Shout out.
Okay, wait, hold on. Go ahead. Reefer Wee. I think she lying. Whenever a woman come into the space to say they married, I clown them. So it's good you blocked me on the main channel because I will clown her. Big God to your husband. She married in the male space. She wants the thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the bullshit. This is ultimately, that is the bullshit. So when a woman comes in here, has been here for 8 years, has been here longer than that dude's ever been here, because I've never seen his username before in life, right? Then actually knows people like yourself. EMT, what's up? Shout out to Information Man. I haven't seen you in a very long time, sir. And everyone can tell you, I've always, in the back chats, behind scenes, whatever, am I comporting myself like I want to be? Or I'm trying to do something sexual and that's why I'm here? Or no, I don't comport myself that way. And you can't find anyone or any type of receipt to say that I do, right? But these little idiots want to believe that a woman like me, who's not just going to tell them bullshit to make themselves feel better about themselves, is lying, even though I'm trying to protect them from the bullshit and from the predators who are trying to just bleed their wallets dry and make them fail constantly. Like, they don't want to hear it, though. They don't want to hear it.
What's going on? Shout out to my brother, Information Man. What's going on, bro? Welcome to the panel with me, Ruby.
Yeah. What's going on, Ruby? Yeah, I just wanted to make a few statements and then I'm going to be dropping off. I don't spend a lot of time on panels anymore. I just want to say to you, brother, that I think it's good that you point out these issues. I was on Red's channel last night, and he was talking about, I think, this what's this other guy who has gotten himself in trouble over there in Brazil.
Awesome.
Yeah, he has a big channel, and I think he's in a pickle right now because I think he can't leave Brazil because the people over there, they're on to him. And I'm gonna say this to you, BMT, and everybody listening. When you come on, you got to remember that when you put yourself into the digital space of YouTube or social media, you got to think about what type of digital reputation do you want to have. Now, when I came on to YouTube, I always thought about that. What type of because when you die and you pass away, the narrative that you put out there is what people will eat up on and push. So if you come out with a negative attitude towards women or people, or you selling something that ends up being fool's gold, now when you pass away or something happens, your digital reputation will last forever when you're no longer in the third dimension. So when you die, you have all these videos of all this fuckery that you was putting out there. So I think that's very important. What happened to that young man who's got the big channel is that he spent all that time grinding, making whatever money he's done, but now his digital reputation is screwed. Therefore, his reputation is screwed, and the people where he's at don't trust him. That's why he did 2 videos, one in Portuguese, one because he's trying to clean up his mess, but it's too late. When I was on Red's channel, I was telling him that I've got family in Brazil, and a lot of those dudes in Brazil are on to Americans. They don't like y'all. They know that y'all coming over there to use their women. But this is the funny thing. When I was on O'Shea's channel, I said that if a lot of those women across seas, and particularly Brazil, that these guys are meeting are so much better than American women, why haven't they not been married up by the men in the culture? Because those cultures across seas, especially in South America, they're heavily religious and they believe in getting married at an early stage in life. Even in, you talking about the Philippines, most Filipino women in their culture, they get married early, 18, 19, 20. They get married. They believe in marriage and settling down and having family. So when these guys go over there, we talk about thoughts in American culture. We say, hey, we know what a thought is. Don't mess with a thought. Have a good time with them, but don't get married to them, right? Don't get obsessed with them. What makes you think that the women that you're meeting over there that are single at a time when they should be in that culture married, what make you think that the Brazilian men don't know what the thoughts are? That's when I talk to a family out there, they tell me, they laugh. They say, these Americans who come over here thinking that they're getting the cream of the top, we laugh at them because we know that those are our hoes in our culture. We use them to sleep around with. We let them come out for a carnival and shake their booties. You know, we because that's what they do in Brazil. They let those type of women, they love those women to come out and shake their ass in celebration ceremonies, right? But after that, they're not marrying them. They may use them for sex. And so these guys go over there and they get these women that are desperately looking at you as one big giant passport because they want to come over here. So they'll treat you in ways that you say, wow, I've never been treated like this. But then you got to ask yourself, why haven't you not been treated like this in American society? BMT, my argument is that some of these guys that are going over there, the ones that are going over there and trying to take advantage of the women and get themselves in a pickle, these are men that are already degenerate men already. They're already broken men. And we have to remember that we have a lot of people in the YouTube streets who have mental health problems. Yes. And they bring their mental health to YouTube. They get on panels. They argue with people going back and forth. They're not happy with themselves. So they feel that if they go across seas, nobody knows all their dirt over there, right? No one knows what a genuine person they are. So they can disguise themselves and cloak themselves in another culture. But you better watch out because you have what do you call that? People who collect body parts. You have women that you can meet. They could slip something in your drink in your hotel. Next thing you know, you wake up and you got a damn organ that's missing. You better get to the hospital. That goes on over there as well. How do you not know that woman already has a man? Because I know someone personally, BMT, who met a woman in Colombia, beautiful woman, but he married her too soon and didn't spend enough time to get to know her, right? So he meets her family, has dinner with the family. He thinks all is all good, right? The whole damn family was in on it. She marries him. He goes through a couple of years. This is how patient people are with their game. It takes him 2 years to get her over to the States. He gets her over here within a year and a half. She's in a divorce with him. She gets her citizenship. Guess what? She sends for her boyfriend. Some of these women have boyfriends. Yeah, some of them have boyfriends or husbands, and they say, we gonna work these Americans, right? Because the goal is they see you as a lick. So I'm just saying that I'm not saying that black men or any men don't have a right to travel and enjoy vacationing. Go ahead and travel. But I think you should if you're gonna go travel, I think it's more safer to meet women organically. Just as, hey, if I go travel and I'm having a good time taking in the sights and the culture, and I just happen to meet a young lady organically, not that I'm going out of my way, then it is what it is. But a lot of these men are broken. And this is what I'm afraid of, BMT. I'm afraid, especially on social media, how powerful it is that people are going to reference these men who do what that guy did, messing with underage, and say, oh, this is all black men. See, this is all black men who travel. No, these are the outliers. These are the goofies. These are the goofies, because we know white men have been going across seas for years, messing with underage. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. You made a good point, because I know a lot about Filipino culture. In those countries, the men over there, once again, who know the culture, they know that those are young girls. They know about the uniforms. They know about, how they dress. There's a certain move how it goes out there. But Americans, men, no matter what race you are, you better be very, very careful, because these other countries and their other men over there, they see what you're doing and they don't like it. And you could get yourself in trouble. Remember, BMT, what was it, 5, 6 years ago, there was a young black male in Greece. He went to
Yeah.
a nightclub. He was talking to the women, and the Greek guys didn't like the fact that this American black kid was getting all this attention by the females, right? And I think one of them was interested in one of the girls. They ended up killing him. Remember, the family came out and was saying, "Get us help." So that's another thing you got to recognize, that you go over there with your American. See, this is the problem. Unfortunately, we as Americans, and Ruby's right, we bring our American attitude, our American arrogance to other cultures, and they can pick up on that, and they don't appreciate that. When you go to another country, you got to put all that American attitude. I'm American, can't nobody touch me, I can do whatever I want. That shit don't work in other countries. But often people bring that culture with them, and it doesn't work, and you get yourself in a pickle. So that's all I wanted to say. You know, everybody has the right to travel and enjoy themselves, but these guys that you're talking about right now, like that man you're talking about, he don't represent me. He don't represent you. He don't represent the majority of black men. We have a small segment of men like this who are sick, have problems. They're incels. They're not happy with themselves in America. They can't get the women that they want, so they run over to another country so that they can potentially prey on women who have less resources that they can prey on with their resources that they can't get away with in America. These are just broken men at the end of the day.
Info. I wanted to, and I know you was here earlier, and me and Ruby have a discussion. They done tried the pill logic, all the red, blue, whatever kind of rainbow color pills, and they done tried saying that we got to divest from the women, we got to divest from the it's like whatever kind of solution they keep coming up, it keeps returning back to the process of a failure, or a tragedy. I don't know what is it now. Is it us as the culture? Is this the culture weaning itself out, or what's going on with these men now? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, bro.
I think that, you know, it's a shame to have to say this, but I think there is something broken. See, a lot of times we'll say there's something wrong with the black community, but we fail to recognize it's not just the black community. There is something broken in American culture, in Western culture, should I say. There's something wrong in Western culture. Men, look, BMT, let's go back in a time machine. Both me and your fathers, my father, who's still alive, your father, if you look at black men or men back in the day, they didn't have these problems. When men would get caught cheating on their women, they would just say, yeah, I cheated because I wanted to get some more poutine, right? What these guys do today when they get caught, oh, I got a problem. I got a sex, like what's that, Tiger Woods. Do you notice that? A lot of these guys, when they get caught doing something, they have to blame it on some kind of disorder. Where back in the day, men would just man up and say, I got caught cheating on my woman. I just was trying to get something on the side. These dudes make excuses when they get caught. There's something broken in our culture, because I don't know what it is. Maybe this generation, and Ruby, excuse what I'm about to say here. I just think this younger generation ain't getting the coochie that they used to get, that we used to get. These guys are frustrated. They're not getting the women they want. They're not getting sex on a regular. I'm telling you, they're not getting what men before them were getting. But you got to ask yourself, maybe you should stop listening to people on YouTube giving you advice, and maybe you should look at the men in the past who gave you real examples of what manhood is. Look at men who actually led by example, not by words. Because I don't remember hearing a lot of dudes complain like this. Hell, when I was in high school, I'm a Gen Xer, I didn't hear guys complain like this.
Right.
I just didn't hear guys here complain. Not even the damn nerds complained like this. I'm talking about nerds.
But info,
There's
man,
something-
that is slightly unfair. That is slightly unfair because when you were in high school versus when the Gen Zs were in high school, the big difference was the World Wide Web and your ability to hear thousands, millions of people a day that you never would have heard ever in your life before. Because when you were in high school, the only people you really heard were the people in high school. You know, maybe some people in your neighborhood community, but you're mostly just paying attention to people in your age category that you had access to. So
but
I think
that's true, but this is a difference. This is what's wrong with a lot of these younger people today. Back in my back in my teens and even my 20s, back in those days, if you were interested in a female, you couldn't hide behind social media. You couldn't hide behind dating apps. You had to get up your ass and step up to that female at the party, at the dance, and say, hey, I'm kind of interested in you. You had to use your verbal skills. You had to have the gift of gab. You had to have the ability to have confidence. And then if that female, back in the day, a female would say nay or yay to you, I'm not interested. And you had to be able to pick up your shoulders, turn around as a man, and move forward and not look dumb. A lot of men, this is the difference in men in the past and men now. A lot of men took their losses, but still picked themselves up and moved forward. These guys get all upset when they're trying to get a woman on a dating app and they're not getting any responses. So there is a difference because we learned to deal with failure, but failure made us stronger in our pursuit of women in life. These guys are participation trophy babies.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. But I would add one thing. In there, right? Which is that never before, right, has how young boys and young men been able to be flooded with so many messages of, if you're a real man, then you'll have multiple women falling at your feet and this and that, and anything else makes you a beta, anything else makes you a cuck, anything else makes you a loser. And not only that, but if you're 17 and you still haven't been deflowered, you're going to stay an incel for life, right? Never before have men been flooded with that kind of message. They already have the messaging from media and whatever, but now we have messaging from men, from other men, not only lying, because of course, all of these men who are saying all that are lying. Right? The average, the lifetime average of men having sex is still lower than the lifetime average of women having sex. It always has been, always will be, right? But before, the young men weren't flooded with all of these lies. They just had this news on the block that they knew were lying, but had only probably really gotten it from maybe one chick.
Let me say this though, Ruby. Let me say this. You make a good point here. Because of the internet, you made this point earlier. Because of the internet, these guys there's larger numbers of people getting in the ears of young guys and telling them, this is what you gotta do, this is what you gotta do. But guess what? You've always had game talkers, even back in the 70s and 60s. We always had. You know who it was when I was growing up?
The pimps?
It was the pimps. So we've always had men who were older than us. They didn't have internet, but the internet was them on the streets telling us the game. So to me, I see it as an excuse because you've always had men, whether it be in the barber shop, whether like for example, only thing is different is the technology, right? Because you can reach larger numbers of audience. But young men have always had someone trying to give them game, whether it be when you play on the sports team, the basketball team, the brothers in the barber shop. There was always some hustler or somebody in the neighborhood that you looked up to, that you said, man, I want to be just like him. Look at the cars. Look at the women he got on his arm. We always were exposed to people that we said, I want to be just like that guy. The movies, if you look at all those movies from the 70s, the exploitation films, what they always show in those movies, black men with women on their arms, the Superfly. So we always, that was sort of like our internet for that generation. That was their internet, the movies, right? And then you had message boards and stuff like that.
No, the difference between the pimp, right, and the people that were on your block spitting game and the people on the basketball court spitting game and trying to teach the young bucks something, is you could sit there and watch these people in real life and see if they were full of it or not, right?
You're absolutely right.
And that's the difference between the internet, where you could pay women, because that's what a lot of these dudes do, right? They pay women to come and be part of a skit or to be part of a video. And so these guys can pass themselves off as being successful, pass themselves off as, no, when I do this, I swear to God, it really works. I swear to God, I've slept with 1,000 women. Prove me wrong. Right? And so you have so many guys. You have guys who sit there and say, never date a single mother. I would never do that. Only losers would do that. Meanwhile, they're actually married to single mothers. Right? So,
right.
I mean,
well, I take it with a grain. I take it with a grain of salt. I'm going to say this before I jump off. Anybody that I know that's the argument that brothers have been making on the YouTube streets, that you don't mess with single mothers with kids. But this is the thing. Anybody that believes that a lot of these guys don't mess around or haven't messed around with women that have kids, I can sell you a bridge in Brooklyn. God damn it! This is how men operate. If we can get the pootain, even if we ain't gonna commit to the pootain, we gonna get the pootain. Whether that woman has kids or no kids, if she's attracted to us, we gonna see what we can make it do. And the problem is a lot of these guys are listening, and this is the disservice, BMT. It's the younger, the Z generation and the millennial guys that are listening to older dudes giving them false game. So us older brothers, we're also contributing. Us Gen Xers, we're contributing to the bullshit because some of these Gen Xers are on here, the ones trying to spit that game to these guys because they want to get the money.
Yep. And they know they're full of it. They know they've never been successful. Like, that's the thing.
Right.
They've never been successful. They've never had all those kinds of women. They've never had a submissive woman. They've never had anything. They're selling to these guys, telling these guys this is how you get what you want. But they've never been successful in business. They've never had $100,000 ever collectively in their whole life. You know?
Right. Ruby, look at it like this, Ruby. If just look at it, you're a woman and you could tell whether a man has the essence that you're looking for. If a guy's on YouTube and he's saying that he's got all this money, he's got all these businesses, he's got all these things he's doing, and he's got all these women that he's dealing with, ask yourself a very logical question. How does he have time to be on YouTube for 3 and 5 and 6 hours a day, every single day? Because if you got money in businesses, you got to manage your business to make your money. And if you got, and I know this, look. Ruby, tell me if I'm wrong or right. As a man, when you look, I have one woman if I have one woman in my life, I gotta be honest, just dealing with one woman is a job in itself. These dudes are sitting up here telling you that they got 3 and 4 and 5 women that they're stringing along. Impossible. There's no way you could be doing that and be on YouTube for them many hours of the day. And if you're getting that much pussy, how can you be on YouTube for 5 hours? Shouldn't you be getting it in? Thank you, BMT.
It's no problem. I think the thing about it is, because I got to make sure y'all put on the community tab, Ruby, or let me know when you and Melody go live.
Okay.
It's the thing about it is this: for a lot of the men that are, you can go wherever you want. It's your vices or what you choose. But there's a certain way how you maneuver and move when you're in a foreign land. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to go over easily. A lot of my friends that are Caribbean that came over to the Americas, they didn't say, I got to get to the club or the locust hotspot where the women are at. They didn't do that. They found jobs. They started working. And they went to functional areas like the community center. Like, they'll go to like the church. They'll go to areas where there's a more of a community network, because they understand that for them to get access to a woman, they're going to have to connect to the community. They got to have something grounded. And so, like any of my Latin friends, they will go to the church, or they have a community center where the Latins will go. If you're Jamaican, again, a church, a work site. Most work sites, I mean, they work 2 to 3 jobs. As long as you have some money, you have stability, that was your talking point of your high ground to use. No problem, information, man. Like, this is the thing I don't see y'all doing. Y'all don't see y'all talking about going to like, hey, Ruby, I know I'm new to Canada. Could you take me around the Arts Museum? Or could you take me around like some nice areas, like some like a music spot where they play live bands, or a coffee shop, or a dance, or something like that. Like, y'all not talking about going to those places where the culture is live and festive, where you're actually having to integrate and learn them and their ways and their mannerisms. So if that was what y'all were doing like that, they wouldn't bother. They wouldn't really come hard at y'all. But y'all have it where y'all are setting up, and I don't want to call it like this, you're setting up predatory positions. Go to this school, go to this area. Listen, you have high frequency women that like to come here to eat. Maybe they like a certain type of yogurt or certain type of coffee shakes. Like, I know
probably because I like watching anime. That a lot of the girls talk about places like they go in Japan or China or in Europe where they go, hey, girls, like this is a place you go. Like that's what young women like to do. Me as a guy, when I traveled and I show my pictures and me and Ruby talked about it, I was going to castles. I was going to ride on all kinds of stuff. Like if I saw people or I linked up with people on my travels, I did. Like I met people. Hey, hey, I saw you at the rafting thing. You want to come with us now? We're going
Mm-hmm.
out to eat, and then we're going to go try out some shepherd pie. I will go, but I didn't do it for that of some booty. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If Ruby said, "Hey, you want to go out with me and my guy and some of our friends? We need a plus one, and we're going out to the hockey game." Okay, sure. I know that's pretty big out there, so I'm gonna go. Not,
Mm-hmm.
nah, man. Take me to the club, and also I need to also find to get some pills, and what's a good hotel to take them to. Now I can't feel some other way if Ruby's husband and other guys are side eyeing me. If the women are
Mm-hmm.
now talking in the bathroom like that creep BMT, I don't know, girl. Like, don't leave me with him. Okay, okay. We'll just go home early. I said we're tired. I'm telling you right
Mm-hmm.
now, man, that's how people think. That's how they're maneuvering. Y'all ways of thinking, they're not working. And it's starting to show that a failure after failure after failure, I gotta call Dr. Ruby and say, hey, we gotta just cut y'all funding. It's not working.
You know what, BMT, here's my problem, right? And I mean, most people who have ever watched, like, if you watch me on Shar over the last couple of years, although she's given up on all y'all, after she was here before I got here, she's given up, she's done. I've always said it, even though Shar gave up on the pills long ago, a lot of people have, right? And I said, no, I'm still a believer and a supporter of pure red pill ideology. The ideology is fine. It's human beings who come in and corrupt the shit. And so that is my generalized issue now is people have corrupted what red pill ideology was about, right? Because it's about being able to, forget all of the matrix references, right? It's all about being able to see reality for what it is. So that way when you function in the world, right, you are functioning with your eyes wide open. And it's like, okay, somehow or another, that just got bastardized and twisted and turned all over the place. I think it's because, along Red Pill was not an ideology, as in it was a way of living with a bunch of prescriptions. And so that allowed people to come in with a bunch of prescriptions and add them to Red Pill and then pretend that that was actually what Red Pill was all along. And it's like, well, no, not necessarily. And so I think, back in the days when I first got here, something that was really hand in hand with me learning about what red pill was me also learning about Ibmore, right? Because I was on BTS Ibmore's channel, and a lot of people were into Ibmore on that channel, and so it's like the introspective Black man of reform, specific about the introspection, that idea of looking within,
Right.
examining from within, about not even judging what you see from the outside. When you're looking at all these women, like when he came up with the diesel, like the gasoline stages of women, right? And he's like, it wasn't even to judge it. It's just for you to understand if you see this kind of woman and she's from this kind of class, she dresses this kind of way, that would be a 98 octane, right? Or a 78 octane or whatever it is. And this is what that kind of woman's about. It's not to change her, it's not to judge her. It's just so you know, right? And I'm like, I think that was a better way to approach things versus a never-ending stream of, let's find some ratchet bitches, put them up on Wall Street and say, look, this is how women are. Look at all these modern women. Modern women suck. Let's shame them. Let's make fun of them. Let's prove that they're all dysfunctional. Let's prove that there is no such thing as a good woman. Let's prove that somehow or another you can prove that every single one of these women ain't no good. Even the ones who are here supporting us, they ain't no good. All of them. And it's like, that's not helping. That is definitely not helping men. I think that if you go back 6-7 years ago, you had a lot of men, a lot more men who were actually being helped. When I say actually, I mean they went from where they were at. They were lost in life. They didn't know what the hell to do. They couldn't afford to go to college. They thought that was the only way. And then just a couple of years in this space, and they had, some type of trade. that they had already gotten into. They had mentorships. They had started their own businesses. For some of them, they had stopped, dicking around, and they were able to get custody or semi-custody of their kids, or they were able to start families, get good wives that were actually would submit to them, and they were actually leaders in their household. Like, you saw a lot of progress, right? And I feel like you don't see that kind of progress these days. I mean, maybe the occasional one too, but not really, not the same way.
Like I said, well, you guys, listen, Ruby, you are more than always welcome to tear up and cut loose on my show. As you already know, you guys, Ruby is one of the co-hosts for BMT. She literally she has a lot of rank and on a lot of channels. Even though I don't care for certain other channels. However, Ruby likes conversating with motherfuckers I just think are lost causes. But who am I? She's for science. I'm for selective nature. So, other than that, so you guys just, like I said, this was a good conversation. I look forward to see what you and Melody. I never listen to Melody's content really. I probably should give it a listen at least. I really don't listen to too many people's content as I should.
We've been doing a stream for almost a year together, BMT, me and Melody.
I did not know that.
Yeah, live and up front.
Listen, I just can't do no pandering shit. Like I just can't do pandering shit no more. Like pandering, it gives me a headache. Like as long as y'all ain't doing the pandering, saying, "Oh, black man, I understand you" and shit. I'm like, no, you're not helping.
But we do understand. Okay, I think if you were Shar, for example, and some people that are more on Shar's side, right? They have a harder day with some days than others. Some days they could listen to panels for a really good long time, and some days they're like, I can't do it today. But with that being said, right, I would say that some people from the other side find Melody less objectionable. You would probably find me less objectionable. But our whole point of our panel is no echo chambers, right? So we don't want it to be just like a never ending, like we barely even go live with topics that me and her agree on, right? We want there to be, actual open dialogue where we're actually free to disagree with each other and with everybody. And for the panelists, like people who come up, we want them to be free to disagree too. Like, we wish we could get more women, although, when women come up, we allow them to speak their piece. We've had Rashida Strober on a couple times. What's her name? That light-skinned girl with the really bad attitude. We've had her. We had Trinity Time Travels was on just last week. So, I mean, women will come up on occasion, and we love when they do, or men from different spaces will come up. We love when people come up and give their opinion. I'm pretty sure I told you, but I don't think you realized it was like a weekly, like, me and Melody are now co-hosts, like, on her channel. Like, I could go start a stream on her channel right now. So, like, we're actually really co-hosting. So now you know where I actually do go live once or twice a week at least. So I can't believe you didn't realize that.
I did not realize that at all. I will come by. And give it a listen. I will definitely come by and give it a listen in a fair earshot. Listen.
Hey, BMT, can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question. I gotta ask this question, okay? I have to ask this question because I find this fascinating, right? So, what do you think of this new brand of incel? Because there's one in your chat now, right? And I'm very confused by it. I don't understand it at all. Like, first of all, the ridiculous ass assumptions are just mind blowing. Because first of all, he's assuming that my husband's not here, that my husband doesn't know what I'm doing, that my husband doesn't know what I do, that my husband doesn't, like, he's making so many really weird assumptions, not the least of which including is the fact that my husband knows that I'm part of BMT. So, like, I'm not, like, it's like weird. It's weird to me that someone could come and be ranting left, right, and center and, totally scandalizing my name, right? And my character. And I'm like, really? Like, what is with this? Like, why do they? And I know that they come from Fresh and Fit because, you know, Fresh and Fit started, got popular, and all of a sudden you had this breakout of dudes who do this shit all the time. And it's like, it's almost to me like they're the precursor to these dysfunctional ass dudes who do the live streams that are embarrassing the Black community in other countries.
I can answer that.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's new. So I can answer why. There was a video clip of this one guy who used to go around and hound women saying, like, let me suck your tits or let me do this and do that. He'll say all kind of literal shit to women. And if they got too close or they start saying ill, like get the fuck away, he would pepper spray them and, you know, even fight them. Like, but the thing about it was any reaction is better than no reaction because he wants that of your acknowledgement. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh.
Like it's sometimes it's self-destructive, voluntary. Like I like it's a self-deletion of oneself. Like he's not reacting to me.
Yeah, at all.
He's reacting.
True. That.
So you understand now? Listen, I tell you,
Mm-hmm.
I've been enrolled in some classes in college. So the thing about it is, he's receptive to you and your things that you say, and regardless of when he'll probably be your biggest like follower. Like some people seeing a woman.
Most of my biggest supporters hated me at the beginning. Most of them, yeah. Most of them did exactly this.
This Reese, I would encourage you to one day, if you ever wanted to, go sit down with Ruby. You know what I'm saying? I guess she has another channel that she works on, which is fair, and she's very good at her content. And talk with her. Again, definitely you can talk with her. She'll have a whole conversation with you. I would say the thing about it, you have it now, and I'm gonna show you a clip. This is how bad it got for men. I'm gonna show you some women. Social media now. Men are now freaking out with women. The incel community has become volatile and self-destructive on the digital space. Hang on, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you something, and then you'll see for yourself how I'm going to show you two videos, and I need to get them over to you.
Okay.
Just how quickly, and this is can you see the video?
I can't yet. No,
Okay, so,
it's not like fully loaded. You know what I think is really weird though too is this kind of dude because he's a really bad liar, right? Because any man who actually had a woman who was submitting to him, so he's the leader of a woman and of a household, would understand inherently, right, that a bunch of other pathetic ass losers on the internet or anywhere else could not dictate the terms of that man's household or about what that man deems is acceptable for his wife, for his children, for his household, for his family, or for the functioning of any of the above. And so therefore, when a man marries a woman who's a psychology, neuroscience, and behavior expert, and that woman happens to have a passion for loving and supporting the Black community, especially the youth, because I'm a grown-ass woman. I am way too old to be interacting with these little boys who sit there and do this bullshit. But anyway, but I'm going to do it just really quickly because I find it I really do. I actually find it fascinating how many of them there are now because they're not even shaming like bad behavior. What they're doing, which in and of itself is disgusting, right, is they're shaming men. They're shaming actual men who are actual leaders, right, who actually have wives who submit to them, who are actual bosses somewhere, right? And they're shaming real men based on the fantasies of what they think they would do or what they think they would demand. If only they could find a woman who would even sleep with them, let alone submit to them. Do you know what I mean? And so I just find it really interesting. I really do. Because it's like, dude, you got a bunch of grown-ass men in this space who are married, who have children, who are running their wife and running their children because their wives submit to them, their whole household submits to them because they are the man and the head of the household, right? They're traditionalists. And you have a bunch of men who run their lives like that, right? And people, birds of a feather, tend to flock together, right? I tend to speak to people who have a similar mindset to myself, right? Just in general. And most of my long-standing relationships, most of my friends in the space are ones who are married, who are ones who are traditionalists. The end, right? But at the end of the day, you'll still see. And I'm like, man, the sad thing about this is that fools like him, they'll see this, right? They'll see this in the chat and they'll go, oh, this guy, he's so clever. And they're going to follow that jackass right off the cliff. Shout out to RBR. I know. You did a thing on RBR the other day, but, you know, I had to say right off the cliff. They'll follow him right off the cliff. And you know what? They will sit there and follow his incel ass into incel dumb and then wonder why they're stuck there. And I just always wonder, like, really? Crazy. Just crazy.
He still comes after me. I'm not sure if you're his daughter or you're his niece or you had a relationship or whatever happened. I must have did something because he's like, I took you from him. And I'm like, yes, I did. I saved Ruby from you, so now you can hurry up and die alone. And that she's never
BMP. Aww.
I said she's so happy. She smiles. She cams up. She gets to sit on her couch and vape peacefully. She don't have to worry about being ashamed of being Canadian. And he was like, you liar. He started coughing very aggressively and everything, getting sick. And it just warmed my heart watching his heart struggle to breathe, just knowing that you're happy when you're around me. So RBR, I want you to know you'll never get Ruby back. I'm never going to give you her back. She's never coming back. I'll keep her far away from you.
Oh my God.
Every time she come on your channel, I got 2 more times I can strike your channel down. So if Ruby ever comes to your channel, I'm going to strike it down.
Oh my God, DMT. Really? What does this man do to you now? Oh, you don't even tell me.
Never get Ruby again. Anytime she go to your channel, I got 2 more strikes on your channel. So you'll never get it. That's gonna kill you. Knowing that you want something you can never watch.
The man is dying. The man is actually legit dying. What's wrong with you?
And I want to count down. And I literally want some bottom waiting for that old fuck to hurry up and die. So RBR,
oh my God.
I just know when you're dead, you want to make with Ruby when you're dead. And so this is to you, RBR. Happy whatever lifespan you got left on that fucking black heart of yours. That Ruby will never be yours. She is a permanent member of BMT. That was one of the happiest moments when, hell, I'm going to say right now, I didn't even vote for fucking Ruby. They voted for Ruby. That's the spinner. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even me. It was everybody. They all said, yeah, we want Ruby. Yeah, BMT, why can't we have Ruby? I'm like, well, shit, it don't matter what I got to say. I mean, it was a goddamn 8-1 vote. Mind you, it wasn't I even voted against her. I just was like, Ruby's busy. But they voted for her. I remember I told her that. I said, Ruby, they voted for you. She found that out. She was like, holy shit. She came along. So guess what? I did not. So she has a slot here. If she wanted to ban somebody, she has that power. She didn't want to deal with somebody, she has that power authority. That's not even me. I told y'all there are a lot of members of it. There are a lot of members to BMT channel. They just are busy doing other stuff, research, and other continent stuff, or when they're not drunk.
Right.
But
I actually am really busy this week because I actually have a lot of things that I'm being paid to do in the real world that I take care of. But again, I was like, I haven't seen BMT in a very long time, so I saw you live, had to jump on. But I'm like, they don't actually really realize, and that's the sad thing about it, right? You got these poor people who really think that like YouTube is the be all end all of like the universe, I guess. I'm like, YouTube's what I do when I'm bored. in general, right? Like, it's like when I'm in the middle, like I got a little bit of downtime, I might do a little bit of YouTube. You know what I mean? Do a little teaching, do a little sharing of stuff that I found that I think might be helpful, or whatever it is, or sometimes I want to rant or whatever. But I'm like, really? Like a lot of these people like live or die by the internet, and I don't know. Maybe it's because I was born and raised before the internet was a thing. Maybe that's what it is, but I'm like, I can't imagine living my life around like the internet being that important. Like some dude on YouTube has YouTube clout, or some dude on social media has social media clout, so therefore he's important. Like,
So,
okay, but what about his real world rap? Okay.
so a fun fact about BMT: majority of the female co-hosts, they're all married. I didn't make this up. It is just so happened all the women on the channel are all married. I didn't do that. They all just got married 1 year. They all just say we're married, we're married, we're married, we're married, we're married. So the majority of them are all taken. They all have men that they go to that literally. So when they all say, "Oh, BMT, you call," I remember people used to make a big thing of me calling what I was wrong for calling you dear, babe, darling,
Oh
baby.
yeah, something like that. It was like
And yeah,
something. It was like yeah, honey, or something. Yeah, babe, something like that. I'm like, really?
right. They were like, BMT, stop doing that. You're sexualizing her and all this other good shit. And I was like, really? I didn't know I was pulling that off. But the thing about it is that's how I've always been talking. I've always talked like that. And that's not a sexualization. That's how Southern men talk. That's how men in my culture talk. Like that, I'm serious. If y'all go to other cultures, that's how other men have certain ways how they address women. They address women certain ways with certain catchphrases, not in a disrespectful type of way. I
Right. And we've talked in front of my husband behind the scenes, on panels, but like the behind the scenes part is more important because I'm like, we've spoken to each other. Like me and BNT are actually friends. So we've spoken to each other. My husband's right there. So I'll be lying up on him, having big conversation with BNT. So I don't know what kind of weird ass world these people live in where they think married folks can somehow get one over on each other constantly. I'm like, where am I hiding to have this conversation in my house? And my husband wouldn't know. Like,
yep.
Really? Okay.
She will let me know. BMT, my husband is coming through the door. I gotta get off. I gotta go cook dinner, or I have to go do such and such thing. Go. Time to wrap up the show anyway. So like I said, y'all, again, when y'all talk about these expat travels, y'all don't set up for building a structural family. Let me say that again. You don't set up for building a structural family. Y'all say y'all looking for a submissive woman, right? That's the main moniker. You're looking for tradition. And I always ask, so what part of the tradition are you bringing? And what traditions and culture are you partaking in? Because, right, like Ruby is West Indian, okay? I'm not going to give her full information. She's West Indian. So she has a West Indian culture that she's a part of. She also has a Canadian culture. She also has she has a few other cultures. People, believe it or not, you're not just one culture. You have different multifaceted. If I drew a circle and then you have other circles circling around that circle, you have different cultures that are that are dipped into your culture that you're a part of. So when you start learning that, shout out to Mama Max. Like me and Mama Max, it goes back exactly Mama Max. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, like
Facts.
y'all don't have no intact family. Y'all don't have no integrity. Like these kind of things, I don't see a lot of y'all people whenever we have the psychological conversations that are talking about
Right.
mental breakdowns, health and physical, or like, hey, like parents and parenting and becoming a blended family. There are men that marry a woman with kids, or there are women that marry men with children. Like these things happen all the time. Like these are not unheard of stuff, and that's not just an American thing or a Western thing. That's around the world kind of thing. Like I think we have this mindset, and I'm not going back to do the conversation about the alpha sigmas and all that shit. Like that's a hard diametric because when your wife goes to work, she's submitting to another man. Then I'm like, well, bitch, when you get in your car, you're submitting to another man too because you got to obey the fucking laws. You can't drive through people charging shit. Like these
Right.
conversations are just really going into the dirt and like really badly. You know what I'm saying? So, and the information I feel better. Like my whole family has talked to Ruby, like literally, like even when I'm in bed, they be right there talking in the background, even talking to her. She be talking to them. So it's literally like it's like almost like flesh and blood. That's why I don't even like. Sometimes I do get jealous when Ruby goes to other panels. That's one of my bad habits. However, because I really feel like she wastes her time talking to a lot of stupid people, and that's a waste. However, I cannot stop her free spirited, scientific brain from wanting to analyze y'all. I cannot stop that. That's just what she does. I learned to have some of that. I let her grow out a little bit, but at a certain point, as Ruby has told y'all, when BMT is done, he's done, and I ain't done.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than that, you guys, Ruby, if you ever want to talk to your new friend, if you want to go visit Ruby, you can go to Melody and Ruby's channel. What's the channel called? Melody? Or what's it called?
Sweet Melody Media. I think that's what she's named.
So y'all can go to Sweet Melody Media. Referee. You can go to Sweet. I know Ruby will gladly love to see you over there. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, or talk down on it. So, shout out to my brother over on 99 Media. You did a great conversation on that of Andrew Tate, another guy caught up. I told y'all, man. Listen, the world.
Yeah, that's on my list too. That's on my list too. Because I just want to hear them tell me. I want to hear someone tell me that they listened to the voice clip of what that man said. And they're like, no, that don't mean nothing.
Women set him up. Women set him up. That's what I was told.
Yeah. Women said that's why he's like, I like the fact that you didn't like it. And the more you hated it, the more it turned me on. Does that make me a bad person? Yes, Negro. Half Negro, quarter Negro. Yes, it does. You know what I mean? Like for real. And you know what the thing is though, is that having been in an abusive relationship before, I recognized it all over him. He was very reminiscent of the kind of abuser I was dating. Right? It's that kind of dude who was very genial, very like other men want to be in his presence and want to be like him. Like they idol worship him, especially younger ones, right? Because that's the same thing with my abusive ex, right? They idol worship him. They look up to him. They want to be just like him, whatever. And they don't know that behind the scenes, he's not a good guy.
It's like you got a whole thing ready for the Andrew Tate conversation.
You have no idea. Listen, okay, I've been holding on to, because I'm like, you know, on one side, here's my problem. I never really hated what Andrew Tate said. Actually, technically, his rhetoric, if you listen to just his rhetoric, like as far as what he's teaching, right or wrong, and gender role differences, I actually agree with most of what he says. Most of what he says when he's talking about his rhetoric, right? So I'm like, if I can agree with most of what you say, I'm not really going to dispute you, because again, as somebody who still is a supporter of pure red pill ideology, you know, I'll be all right. But then, you know what I mean? I start hearing the full story, right? Including the fact that he's a liar and a hypocrite, because he sits there and tells people that they're pathetic and losers for giving in and being wussies, and everyone cries when they get a boo-boo and da-da-da-da-da, right? But we always hear about Big Brother. He only quit that after 10 days because they forced him to. But why doesn't anyone ever talk about his little traveling show, right? Where his eye was hurting, and that's why he left the show, because his eye hurt. That's it. It's like an old boxing injury was acting up, and now his eye hurts. And that's why he quit the traveling show. So I don't know. I'm just saying. It's really very much seems like you're crying about a little boo-boo.
He had to limit his traveling because them boys are hot on his ass. Like I said, y'all dudes, that man gonna be doing some prison time over there, boy, in a Romanian prison. Oh man, like yeah, man. Like they're gonna definitely get him in there. like I said, man, the world, the web, the worldwide web remained undefeated. If y'all sadly think Americans are the only ones who have access to the web, you are sorely mistaken. You are sorely mistaken. This is the most powerful tool. These cell phones, they connect us to everything now. We can see, record, view, watch, and clip everything and find out digitally where everyone is at around the world. It's the most dangerous thing right here in our hand. Not a gun,
Oh,
it's right here. So,
I just gotta say for your little reefer, just so you know, the
yes,
reason
sir.
why I'm addressing you at all is because I said that a major issue are the morons like you, right? And then almost right away you started popping off in the chat like magic, right? So like you're like my example for the day. Now here's the thing. I'm gonna prove that you're a lying idiot right here. Everybody who's ever been on my Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, three things I only own due to my classicruby.com website, which is a blog, which has nothing to do with ass pictures of me, can go through those things and look all day, every day for the rest of their lives and go all the way back to 2003 or 2 when I started classicruby.com and to my history on the internet and look for ass pics. They won't find any because there are no thirst traps on any of my social media. And anyone who's been on any of my social media can confirm there are no thirst traps on any of my social media or on the internet at large, which proves that you're full of shit. So you are just one of those fresh and fit fanboys who just repeat back all the toxic bullshit that they say. And you think, oh, I'm going to catch her. I'm going to catch her because all women are like that. But guess what? Not all women are posting thirst traps on the internet and are just desperate for dick and attention. And more importantly, guess what? I never needed to be desperate for dick or attention because I was actually a beautiful hot girl, still am. And so therefore I had to fend off people. I didn't have to go searching for it desperately like you're doing in a chat room, desperate for someone to respond to you, desperate for someone to pay attention to you. But I'm feeling so generous. I wanted to give you 5 minutes of feeling important and special. And then as soon as like we hang up, I'm gonna forget you exist, like entirely, just so we're clear, right? You're not gonna forget me, but I've already basically forgotten you. I just wanted to make this last. I was waiting. I was really hoping you'd say something about the Instagram aspects again, but I just wanted to come up towards the end so I could just point out the fact that you're a moron because there literally are none at all, period. Good luck with that, though. You can go on my channel, too, because there's videos. You can go on to other people's channels because I cam up all the time. And if you can find some thirst trap in the ass pics, half-naked Ruby out there, by all means, you go on the fuck ahead. Okay. I'm done. Sorry.
she put out the challenge. Listen, all I'm saying, she put out the challenge. Reef, if you can find them, if you can produce them, show me. If you can show, and I will contact her. And I promise you, Ruby is not afraid to face something. So she will gladly come up. And if you can find them, I just never seen them. I just never seen them. But if you can find, if you can prove that now, if you want to follow her over to Melody's channel, and go over there. So I gotta go look for it. That channel. If you can find, if you definitely can prove and get her. I mean, you got to go after her. You're gonna have to go after. I'm not sure if Sister George and Concrete are on like that, but then there's Neri. Then you have quite a few women on there.
There are women, but I will say this. Here's the thing, right? So Melody, who is younger, right? She is much sexier. I'm just not a sexy person. She is very sexy though, right? So she's younger, she's sexier, right? She's single, and she's just generally more likable, right? Because she just is. Let's be real. I chose very willingly actually to partner up with her last year, right? With my insecure.
How did that even happen?
I like Melody. You know what? Listen, I like genuine people. And you know that, right? That's why like the people I like are from kind of all walks, right? And I'm like, I really like genuine people. I really like genuine women particularly. And so every time I saw a Melody, like if she was live or something, I would jump on, hail her up because I like Melody. I genuinely did from the time she showed up when all the other women came in a flood. I'm like, she was the one who struck me as being wholly genuine. I believed that she really looked like her display picture, like she wasn't a catfish. I believe that she really believed the things she was saying. I believe she was who she said she was, right? And I'm like, and I liked who she was. I thought she was hilarious too.
She was on Avatar X's side or some shit. I thought they were all friends or some shit. I thought they were, all friends. Though. I don't know. I thought they were all friends.
Well, there's a lot going on in the girl pick me world, and I just put it that way.
The girl pick me world.
The girl pick me world.
Like holy crap.
Oh yeah, it's very catty over there. Listen, I was never part of the girl pick me world. Like neither side of the women world accepts me, right? The sisterhood hates me, right? And the pick me sphere, I would never belong there either. So therefore, I belong nowhere. But Melody, I've always liked Melody. Me and Melody have always been really cool. And so, it's just I can't remember. I think she might have invited me to do like a panel on her thing or something one day, and I was like. She talked to me behind the chat. She said, listen, I've been thinking of actually doing something like on a regular basis. I'm like, I swear to God, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking it would be nice for me to have a co-host in this sector, right? Like me and Shar were doing our thing with the news and whatever over here. That's a different area though, right? And I was like, it would be nice to have someone from the pick me sphere, from this, who's even more extreme than I am, I guess, in her belief systems, right? More traditional.
I'll have to talk about that, the pick me sphere.
Like, the pick me sphere, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like
you never heard of the pick me sphere?
I am now. Like shit, a whole nother goddamn verse that I done missed out on the pick me sphere. Oh Lord.
Thank Jessica X. Jessica X is the reason why the pick me sphere was really born, and there was suddenly an influx of women who not just were all of a sudden on all these talking points, right? Because I mean, honestly, in general, like when I got here, there was like Shar and Katz. I think those were the only women in this space when I first got here. And so from now, there's so many women, but most of them came in after Jessica X. So it's like she was the origin of all these other women came in.
Is Pearly y'all queen? Is Pearly y'all queen?
See, that's the thing. People are putting no. You know why? Because it's almost like in a way she's above the pick me sphere. Like she's not. The guys call her a pick me, right? She's part of the pick me sphere in that way, but she's not really. Like she's far above the pick me. The pick me sphere. It's kind of like saying that Kevin Samuels was part of the Manosphere. Like was he though? Like he was when he was smaller, right?
I got the videos, damn it. Y'all ain't giving them.
No, me too. I'm in some of them videos, man. How many live streams we did? BGS, man. BGS days. But that's what I'm saying. But once he got to the place where he had 1 million subscribers, when he was huge like that, right? Was he really part of the Manosphere? And like, no, right? He was a separate entity. I feel like Just Pearly Things is a separate entity. She's what I disagree with. I think she's mostly false. But the point is that she's her own entity. So I don't think she's really part of the pick me sphere. I actually think she believes a lot of things she says too. And I believe that because I saw the podcast she did with her parents. I don't know if you saw that with her parents and siblings. And I'm like, oh.
They claim her still?
Oh yeah, they all flew out to London, whatever, and they got on. Well, as many of them as could afford the trip or whatever, right? But yeah, her parents, and they're very proud of her. Her name was actually Hannah because they kept calling her Hannah, and she's like, "Oh, well, my followers know my name." I'm like, "I didn't, but okay, thanks, Hannah." But yeah, it seems as though a lot of her belief systems are very much in line with her parents. Her parents are very kind of right wing, it seems like, and like traditionalists and whatever. And so she's kind of right-wing and traditionalist, but at the same time, she's also built like a linebacker and plays sports and is 6 feet tall and looks very awkward in dresses. So, I mean, I don't know how that works.
I keep thinking that's a lady, a man, but
I don't know what person. If you know what,
She's just tall. She's tall.
she doesn't look good at all. There's no way
No,
she doesn't look good at
no.
all. She
She
doesn't.
doesn't. But you know what? It's because first of all, she plays basketball and volleyball, right? So those are things that are going to make your upper body very built, and
Yeah.
then that's going to make you sit like a man, no matter what. But the problem is, no one ever taught her. It's very clear that no one ever taught her how to do training on her body, so that way she could just build muscle in a way that it gives her more shape. But also, and here's the important part, for her to dress her body properly. Now she's doing that wife school thing, right? And so let's hope that in wife school someone dresses her
She's
properly, but they didn't.
going to life school, or she's doing wife school.
No, it's so she has a series called Wife School, like wife, like WIFE, Wife School, and the first couple episodes were very boring, but I'm hoping that in there somewhere she talks to another professional and someone finally dresses her body type appropriately because she's like a rectangle shape, or an upside down triangle shape, but without the tatas that Or so the point is though, she's basically a rectangle. That involves you need to dress yourself with certain types of things to look good, and to give yourself shape. That's
She has
she's not.
no breasts and no nothing. She wears shoes. She's just not appealing at all. And that coming from me, yes. And like honestly, first of all, how could she even get wife school? No man has even asked to take her down the aisle. Like, how
Well, she gotta learn. I don't know. It's there. Look it up. It's a channel. It's called Wife School. Look it up.
Oh my god, y'all making me agree with Reefer on this one. Like, how there are some people who are qualified, and there's some people not qualified. And you know what? I can't. I'm going to come on y'all panel. I'm not going to be. I'm going to be a blistering sore on y'all panel. I'm not going to give y'all easy ways out. I'm going to make
Good.
it. I'm going to make it.
I invited you at some point, but then my whole condo exploded last year, and it was just hell for like so many months for us. Like we were just literally in such a struggle. So, but I remember right before the condo exploded, because I'm like we were setting up. Me and Melody were setting up, kind of like lining up guests, and I remember I did ask you somewhere. I think it was on Facebook. I did ask you though to come be a guest for some topic. I can't remember what the topic was. It was some topic. And I'm like, you know what? BNC would be a good person to speak on that because of his knowledge base or experience. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know I wanted you there. And then honestly, we've been really spotty on and off since then, but we're trying to start the new year with the back on, all cylinders running. So, trying to get there.
So,
but she's not teaching wife school, by the way. She's not teaching it. She's attending wife school. Yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
No amount of Disney Princess Fairy pixie dust or fucking amount of liquor I can shove down my throat can help me unsee her. First of all, why did any man trust her? And she done Me Too, y'all black men. So y'all are
Thank
crazy.
you.
Y'all are crazy as fools. It's okay. It's okay. I'm being agreeing with Me Too. Like lately, I got to figure out this out so we can we will go over there. Overall, we will go over there, and we will go on their panel. Overall, 99 Media has an amazing channel. I work with them. I started collabing more of my resources with very well fundamental men and other content creators outside of this space. I don't want them to get too caught up in this space algorithm, but it's like a black hole. Once you get trapped in, it's hard to get out of the funnel. But definitely, I will go over there to sit down with you and doggone Melody. I do not like pick me's. I do not like pick me's. However, that is not a reason.
Well, I think you also don't get along very well with Game Changer either, right? I don't know. None of my sectors of friends get along with my other sectors of friends. Like, no, like all of them, and like very. It's not even like a I don't know them well. It's like they tend to actually actively not like each other much. So I
Right.
don't know.
Right. Like I don't know. I think Ruby be trying to bridge us together and some shit and some hopes of something to happen, and we be like, no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
No.
Like
They
me.
just my people. Cerulean's my people. You know, you my people. GC's my people, and the three of y'all hate each other. So I don't. I don't
How,
know. What to tell you.
how are you? How is GC your people? Is beyond me. I would leave. I would pay to know how y'all even peoples like for what caliber of crack
I
was.
actually, you know what? Listen, back in the days, like when GC first got here, when he first started doing, like I'll say about 90% of what he says, I agree with,
Wow.
and like
Wow.
yeah, 100%. And there's actually a lot of times that I'd be on his panel and stuff, and people would try to like be coming for me just because I'm a woman, and he'd be like, "Hey, wait, what's the issue?" And then people would say, "Well, she said this is this is this." He'd be like, "Actually, I kind of agree with that." So I mean, at the end of the day, you know he does say things I think are reprehensible, right? And he knows that. Like, he says fat women are not women. And I'm like, no, they're like to say they're just so, like they're not people. That's terrible. But I also think he's hilarious. So I mean, we disagree. That's the thing. Like we disagree. That 10% we disagree on is what we focus on, me and GC. But overall, I like him because he has integrity. And I say he has integrity because he hasn't changed one iota. In the years I've been watching his content, supporting his content, he has not changed his stance on a damn thing at all. Unlike so many dudes who, when I first got here 7-8 years ago, right, they were on a completely different message than they're on now, acting like somehow it's all been the same thing. When they used to sit there and make fun of the dudes like GC who believe what GC believe, now they're all on that train. But I'm like, I remember very clearly when they were calling all those dudes gay for wanting a woman who's in shape. Or wouldn't date a fat woman, or wouldn't date a single mother, and they were calling all them dudes gay. And now they're on that exact same team. So I'm saying all of those guys who are flip floppy, right, won't stand in their square that they were standing in 8 years ago. I have no respect for that. I can have respect for GC because he hasn't changed. Exactly what he said 8 years ago, or well, it wasn't that long ago. That GC, he was here a little later, but exactly what he said 3-4 years ago, whatever, is exactly what he's still saying now. So I can respect that as long as you are genuine and you're moving with integrity. I can respect that, and so yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. I definitely will definitely think about it. There's a hard think on that one. I definitely think about it. I just don't see there's a reason. Like these people are lost. They're losers now. They don't bear no fruit. The only thing they can do is talk. They don't make families. They don't make structure. They don't build nothing. Only thing they want is that of greed of people to fuck with them. And so this is why I see that this is an incomprehensible space that has no redeemable function at all. But however, if y'all want to talk with them, that is by your right to talk with them. This is
But
why
okay,
I'm
but BMT.
this is why
But
I'm
okay,
fine with that white man. There's going to be more of them that are going to show up, and they're going to keep on destroying all
no,
these
fuck that
black
dude.
men and pure logic things y'all believe in. They're going to destroy everything y'all believe in.
But BMT. Think about it this way, right? Would you rather a dude like the one inside of the chat room, right? Leading these dudes who are like, man, I don't have any luck with these women here, or I don't like the Black American women, or would you rather someone like GC who, when he does travel, and he has, even though he's not a passport bro, right? He's traveled to many different places, dated women there, or whatever. He learns the culture, and he's okay doing right by women, right? Like, and that's why you have people from other sectors, including his own, clowning him for buying a woman a stove. But I'm like, that's given
Yeah,
the culture,
yeah, he
right?
did.
You remember that? He did. He bought the woman a stove. He could have bought something for the kid. He was just talking about this last night. He's like, he could have bought something for the kid, but then he realized the woman didn't have a stove in her apartment, and he wanted to sleep with the woman, sure, but he also wanted her to cook for him. So it was a win-win. He could buy her something like a stove that's going to last really long, and she can use it to make him food. It's a win-win for everybody. He's willing to do right by her. She's doing right by him. So why would he not do right by her? And this whole space found him for years, and he never once took it back. He never once backtracked on it. Never once said, "I'm ashamed." Actually, in retrospect, he didn't bow to the pressure. He's like, I don't see what the hell the problem is. Why would I not? She was, as he says, she was doing everything she was supposed to do as a woman, right? And she was doing extra because she had a kid. So she was beyond, and she was gorgeous. She took care of herself, took care of him, whatever. And he wanted to do right by her, and that helped him out too, right? I would rather someone like GC be trying to lead these dudes, to be honest with you, because his integrity is in the right place, right? Like, he's not anti-man, he's not anti anything, right? He's not like, I think he gets a bad rap because of some of the people that he has been associated with, but he's not actually as bad as people seem to think he is. I don't know why everyone thinks what he says is so bad. I don't think it's so bad if you really listen.
Okay. Well, on that one, I will hold off my vote on that one with the other content creators. On him, I will hold off. Oh, there were some things coming down the pipe. I was so waiting for that, but I will hold off my stay of hand on that just for now. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I will come over to Melody. That's as far as I will go into that. I don't see much coming from it, but I will go over there. It's out of good faith, just to say I go. I'm gonna be honest. I don't see much coming out of this nigga space anymore. This nigga space is a waste of time. However, I will gladly go. I will gladly go over and go check. Ruby still has some kind of faith in y'all black men. I see no redeemable thing in any of y'all out there.
BXT. Actually, you know what? When I met you, you were actually exactly here. You were. When I first met you, this is exactly where you were. You had just given up on black men and black people, really, in general. There's just no redeeming qualities. Y'all can't be saved. Y'all don't want to be saved. F y'all. But, then you'll find, like, trust me, this is what happens, right? Because I get there, too. Don't get me wrong, right? Like, when I noticed the whole flood of these idiots in the chat rooms and the comment sections everywhere, and the inability for people to think critically or logically, or even to just play out their own reasoning to the logical conclusion and realize that what they're saying is dumb as fuck. When I realized that wasn't happening, I gave up half a second. I'm watching my TV, not the actual thing. So I saw your daughter come up after the fact. But anyway, and I realized that I'm like, I give up on all these dudes, but I realized something. I'm like, no, they're just so desperate. They are so desperate to be validated and to feel like they're worth a damn. That's so important for men. It's worth more than gold for men, and it's harder for men to get than it is for women to get, right? Like, for all that we talk about women and, they need validation, need attention, and da-da-da. The fact of the matter is, women can pretty easily, they don't have to necessarily like the dude, but if they're willing to not like the dude, not like his pockets, not like whatever, but just need the attention, a woman can find a man to start stroking her ego yesterday, right? Women can find orbiters. It don't matter what she looks like, doesn't matter her age, doesn't matter, right? Women can always find that kind of validation that will validate them as a woman, validate them as a sexual being, validate them as whatever. For men, especially young men, teenagers and young men, it's very hard for them to find that validation. And if you don't have a father and you don't have male role models to both give you that validation and also show you how to find that validation from within, then you're going to latch on to whatever dysfunctional ass bullshit you can, as long as it's providing that validation, right? That's why like my cousin, right? That's why my cousin's right now in prison, right? Waiting on how many counts of murder, whatever. Because where was his dad when he needed a father? Nowhere. So what did he do, right? He decided to go find a daddy in the streets. That's what it was. And the daddy in the streets was a gangster right? Who sold drugs and sold women and da 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 and whatever. And this is how you get validation. You want to feel like a man. You want to feel like a grown man you respect is proud of you. This is what you got to do. That's what he's gonna do, right? And this is how you can call yourself a man. This is how you can be proud of yourself. So he got taught those things, but from a dysfunctional person. So when I see these dudes running around acting all recklessly stupid, and I'm like, and they're chasing out all of the good women and all of the positivity in favor of things that are just going to be more destructive to them in the long run, I realize, first of all, they don't even see it like that. They can't see it like that because, in a way, it's almost like they have Stockholm syndrome, right? They've identified with their captors and they don't see it like that, but that's what it is. And it's because they are so desperate for validation. They need validation so much. That's why they project it constantly. These women need validation while they sit and they cry into their pillow about needing validation, because they do, right? And it's not even a bad thing. I'm not saying it's like it's a bad thing. Everyone needs validation, right? People need positive attention. People need these things. They need to be, when you're raised as a kid, right? There's a thing. It's called unconditional positive regard. Okay, that is, your parents don't have to constantly tell you that everything you do is good, right? That's where you get all these trophy kids. Everyone wins a trophy kid. No, but it's, even if you lose, right? I still love you. Even if you did this bad thing, the thing was bad, but you are not a bad person just because you did a bad thing, right? You are still a good person. You are just a good person who did a bad thing, right? You're going to get punished for it, but I still love you, right? Most of us, let's be real, in the Black community, didn't get that. We just didn't. We did not get that. We are lacking that, and we are desperate to get it in adulthood. And so we start looking for it, and we don't know where to find it. So we look for it in all the wrong places. And that's why when I see jokes like him, or these lost women, very lost women who come onto our panels and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, there's a large part of me that just wants to help. Because I'm like, or like when I listen to that song, there's a song and it goes, Black brother, smart brother, I would never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm feeling you forever true. Right? And I'm like, see, I feel actually Terry just saying it. Just the part where it says, Black brother, right? Smart brother, I would never try to hurt you. And the fact that we as Black people had to make a song in it that said, I would never try to hurt you, Black man. That's what women had to sing to Black men. We had to make a song saying, I would never try to hurt you, Black man. That is how destructive everything around the Black man is that we had to make a song saying, I would never try to hurt you. Like, and that's a special thing. That's like the love song to the Black man, saying, hey, listen, I'm the one in a million who's not going to try to hurt you. And that was before men in the cultures were looked at the way they are now. So imagine that's what they were growing up under. You know what I mean? How could I give up on them when that's what the truth is? I feel it still right now. I really do.
Okay. Now I want to set up a day with you and Melody, because I feel like y'all are making it worse coddling these fucking men. I feel like y'all are making it worse coddling fucking men. Pearl is a fucking plague. Women who pander. Honestly, if women want to be whores, let them be whores. They understand this. A whore will be a whore. That's her free choice. Unless she's being forced or coerced. And then even at that thing, men will still pay. But if a woman wants to coddle that of the weak men, see, at one time you had to earn that. Check out overall Zell's theory. They talked about why these men are looking so badly for a follower, a leader. And I really I'm really getting off. And I really want that happens with me and Ruby when we talk. We talk about everything. But I definitely I challenge that. I want to challenge that of pandering women like the Nika Marie's and the Crimson Cures. I get that they want to say, hey, we're challenging the women and calling out their behavior. We don't give a fuck what y'all saying. Y'all, who give a flying fuck? At the end of the day, that woman will say, you're married. Why are you coming over to me? You're married. What are you coming over to me for? Shit, you got your man. Get the fuck out of my face. Like, women are not going to listen to a pick me. They're not going to ever.
Like a few of them, but they're gonna look at the results of that pick me, and they're gonna be like, "Well, do you have a man? No, but you're around a bunch of other men, so you're a ghetto gagger. You're no different than anybody else." They're gonna ask that one question: Have you ever gone down the aisle? They're gonna, do you have children? This is how women size up other women differently.
No,
How
they don't. Women
women
don't listen to it. No,
women
because women.
size
No,
up women all the time.
no, we
Women,
size them up, but that doesn't change who we listen to. Because guess what? Women are still, who are women listening to? They're not listening to the women who are married and have the life that they want to
why,
live.
why
I live
would
in a
they?
$1 million home and I'm married, but will any of those women listen to me?
Okay,
Oh no, they don't listen to me. They listen to the unmarried bitter bitch who can't get a man and lives in a $30,000 lifestyle.
I'm
You see?
why. Okay, you listen to the bitter bitch because she's saying what they're thinking. She's saying
Mm-hmm.
what they're thinking. That's no secret. Just like I like listening to these prattling fucking fools. I mean, I don't think that shit. But I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not missing anything out there because I'm fucking not. I'm not missing anything. So much out there, but when I
Mm-hmm.
see y'all niggas are turning into transformers and shit. Y'all niggas questioning
Right?
goddamn physics and shit. Nigga, I ain't missing shit. I ain't missing. I'm glad I missed y'all rapture. Like fuck that. Like at this point, like I said, I'm gonna come over to Melody's channel.
All right.
There's nothing y'all can tell me, but I know the only thing y'all got to use is back in the day, men did this, women did that. That's all y'all niggas ever say. Back in the day shit. Or y'all start talking about tradition. And when y'all use the traditional card, I'm gonna ask y'all simple, cool. I'm gonna ask y'all simple stuff. Are you walking by that faith? Are you living by that faith? Are you doing that? If you're not doing that, then shut the fuck up. You have no reason to talk to me about that. Don't tell me what your
True.
mom did, what your dad did. If you're not practicing that, that's like somebody who's not a Christian telling me in Zell how to get fucking saved. But then when I ask you, so are you saved? No. But I read about it in a book called Goddamn Playboy. Nigga, if you don't shut the fuck up and I just want to pinch upon your fucking head, like I'm not gonna listen to y'all. I'm not gonna listen to no nigga. Y'all, that's why it doesn't look. That's why these expat dudes are getting done in. Maybe it's a dude over there found an Asian girlfriend, settled down, and married her. I could
Mm-hmm.
take it fucking more serious. They probably
True.
wouldn't be on your ass. Hell, even a white man has enough sense when he goes to Africa to goddamn marry one of the fucking goddamn locals. But y'all motherfuckers, that's why when y'all niggas talk, the only thing different is y'all talk about Pookie, but y'all just internet Pookies. I'm sorry. I'm going to save it for the stream. I'm going to save it for the stream. Like I said, I encourage you to bring your A game. I'm going to tear up so many floorboards, baby. I'm going to tear up so many floorboards. Ruby, I hope Melanie's like, why'd you bring BMT? But don't worry, Ruby, she got enough vape. She has enough vape, so she'll get through it. I'm telling y'all, this is the thing. Me and Ruby talk like this for hours at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, more cutthroat, and we're less. I'm being sensitive. I'm on YouTube. I'm off of YouTube. I don't filter my shit. We'll get on We'll get on FaceTime and we'll talk about all kind of shit. And I be writing down topics from our talks. I get my best talking points from Ruby and talking to other people. But I think if you actually see how you feel online, it can get you terminated. That's a scary fact. So I
Oh,
understand.
even worse now. And I apologize because I cussed one too many times, but they have
Yeah, I
changed the
know.
rules, the terms and conditions. Yeah, you can't cuss no more at all.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But hey, it is what it is. But I definitely will come over there. I will be a blight upon y'all. I don't think black people are bad. I don't think black women are bad or black men are bad. I just think the mindset that people are carrying is just a waste of fucking time. It is a waste. But
All right,
however,
I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to Melody right now. Let's see what we can iron out for this week. See if
yeah,
we can get this going. Because I
all
know,
right.
I mean, maybe we can even postpone some of the things we already have planned. See if we can get you in tomorrow instead of doing what we were supposed to do tomorrow. Because that would be interesting. I think it's a good talk. I think it will be a good debate, and we like having this kind of debate, right? That's why we had Rashida Strover on. That's why we had what is that chick's name? She's a whole bag of noise. Anna, that's her name, Anna. That's why we had Anna on there. We like having this kind of debate, so I'm looking forward to it. I
I will
am.
definitely come and be a blight upon y'all that you'll never be able to get rid of. Just know that you should already know when other people felt high when I come around them. I think that's why some people they don't ban me from their channel. They actually like when I come to their channel because
Mhm.
I'm not just going to agree. If anybody ever wants to know how BMT thinks, I think Ruby gave an excellent explanation. Is I'm not going to agree with you. If it's right, I can't refute it.
Mhm.
But if it sounds stupid as fuck, or it don't make no damn sense, yeah, I'm gonna go after it. I'm going to pick at it. I'm not going to just say yeah. That's why me and Ruby are so close and tight. Like
Mhm.
you got to have a good talk point. That's why I'm not. That's why I understand. I may not like the game changer, but if he has a good point, I'm gonna be like,
You'll agree, yeah. Mhm.
I agree. I don't have to like
And
you.
that's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Ruby,
I said,
I'm not going. No more game changer talk. Ruby's gonna keep
no,
trying
I'm
to.
not a game changer. I'm saying that's what I say to defend you, right? Because I'm like, listen, me and BMT are exactly the same, right? BMT is not in a particular camp. He is not supporting a particular company line, right? He disagrees with what's right and disagrees with what he thinks is wrong.
Right.
So, that might line up with the conservatives today, and might line up with red pill tomorrow, might line up with black pill the next day, it might line up with the blue pill sips the next day. It doesn't really matter. He's not talking about supporting a whole movement. He's talking about that one particular topic and where he stands on it, and that's it, right? Like it's not. And I think these days, like we're so tribalistic and we're so like almost like we prefer to shut off our brains. So as long
Right.
as we agree with this one thing from the red pill or one thing from this pill or one thing from this side, this political movement, then we're just, shut off your brain and disagree with everything. As long as it comes from the right, disagree with it. As long as it comes from the left, disagree with it. Who cares? And it's like, no, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be like that. And I respect people who don't do that, and you're one of those people who does not do that. What you really believe, period, is what you're going to stand on. You don't care who's around. You don't care what everyone else thinks. You don't care who, what side this other person agreeing with you comes from. Like, you don't care about any of that. And I respect that largely.
And I done been in all the Coliseums, debate teams. I done been to all. Don't tell me I've been to the It Wars, to every man
YouTube.
for all over YouTube. BMT has been there. It can be 1 versus 13 motherfuckers. Y'all are not gonna change my mind if it is what it is. Yeah, I'm telling you right now. And somehow they'll keep over talking me, but I do not change. They'll be like, man, he talks too fucking long. I gotta address goddamn 8 people. Like, what the fuck? Like, I gotta sometimes write y'all shit. I literally have to write y'all shit down what y'all say, and then have to take notes and shit, and then reverse and re-uno every goddamn thing. And like I said, hey, man, he talks too long. Well, shit, then fuck it. So I can't wait. Tell Melody I will definitely come. I will definitely come. Embrace y'all presence. I'm gonna go.
For
Ruby,
sure.
I know Ruby's definitely excited and giddy. So, oh shit, I think I did something very interesting. So this is very good. Let Melody know I don't have nothing against her. I never had anything against her. I think she's a very sweet woman. I used to talk to her on Platinum Elite channel. I used to get
Mhm.
annoyed, not by her, but how the men would have a talking point. But the minute a woman comes around, I don't know what
Mhm.
it is, but the men just change up. And I used to get,
Mhm.
I'm like, Melody, get the fuck off the panel. She's like, oh my God, BMT, did I anger you? And she wasn't never trying to anger me.
But I'm like, if y'all boys cannot handle yourself when Melody talk, and she can't help the way she talks. It's just how she talks. Then you motherfuckers don't need to come around. Like,
She cams up now too, BNC. We've cammed up
huh?
a couple times. I said she cams up now too. We've cammed up a couple times.
Really?
Yeah, and she looks exactly like her pictures. Exactly like in pictures. She is just that gorgeous and that sexy. And then she has that voice still. So yeah.
And it will not change how I go at her nonetheless. I hope I make her cry. And I will be.
You listen, I'm defending my co-host. She's not as weak as any pathetic people think she is, okay? Y'all leave her
I know.
in the media. Mm-hmm.
Ruby will defend all her little friends from
Yes.
me. And they're not well mentally fortitude. And listen, I have a simple rule on YouTube. I will give you respect so long as you're giving me respect. When the respect leaves the fucking table, all bets are off. And guess what, man or woman, I do not give a shit. And I will treat you like a civil equal. I think that's how we should handle stuff. Because again, that's how I met her on the Prophet of Thought. And it was a very good conversation. I think people don't know how long we've been. We've been here too fucking long, man. We've really been here too fucking long. That's our problem. We never got off this shit old rock. I don't think we'll ever get off anymore. But other than that, you guys, I'm going to see y'all. Tell the mister I said hello.
They'll be done.
Tell him I said Happy New Year. And other than that, y'all take care. If y'all did come through, like, share, subscribe. I know y'all gonna run the Melody or Game Changer, but they're not confrontational people that start shit. I don't think GC is. He's kind of just in his own world. I've seen him on the other few panels. We didn't have any problems. So y'all think BMT does the beef drama stuff? I don't. I just I'm heavily opinionated. But also the same thing. RBR don't like his fucking ass. He knows that. He knows that. I already told him. I am holding Ruby hostage. And if Ruby goes on your panel and I find out, I'm going to strike your channel again for another 90 days. So she can go anywhere she wants, but she just can't ever go back on your channel. So I just want you to know that, RBR. So
Happy New Year, RBR. Then I'm gonna say it from here. Happy New Year, Uncle RBR. You're so cool. Right.
You're not cool, RBR. But if she ever comes on your channel, I'm going to strike your channel for you. You can only take one more strike, motherfucker. So once you know, I got your channel by the fucking throat. And if you ever have Ruby on your panel, you better block her ass or I'm going to delete you. So other than that, that's the news for the new year. Yes, you guys, it is a new year. I got to talk to Ruby. I got to talk with all you guys. I got to talk to Information Man. We come a long way. And also I got to send out a notice to RBR again for the year that if you touch Ruby or say anything to Ruby on a platform outside of your channel, it's fair game. If you say anything, she comes on your panel, I'm going to delete your channel. And you're going to that's going to kill you. That's probably going to kill your heart, losing that channel for good. But I hope it does. So other than that, Happy New Year's, guys. Ruby's like, oh my God. Ruby's just laying back in the couch like, what the fuck? I don't like sharing Ruby around motherfuckers. I don't. But it's okay. It's okay. I can deal with Melody in GC. And MOT. Surprisingly, MOT likes Ruby. I don't. Never saw that coming. Once the SYSBM guy.
I saw that coming either. That is still, I tell people about that because I could not believe it. Like, I actually was in actual shock when he said that.
Listen,
and like I was really honored, actually.
If the SYSBM, one of the top SYSBM head honchos, gave you the green card, you literally were given a blessing card to walk around them, and they won't even bother you. Like, that's saying something. And like he's very
a lot. For someone like MOT, who is so highly regarded and respected as being a logical person, right? As being someone that everyone turns to for like logic, for wisdom and knowledge and stuff like that. And for him to say that other than himself, he thinks I'm the most logical person in this space is just Like I was like literally actually stopped me in what I was doing. I was like, what? He's like, what, me? And I
Mhm.
was like, I was really honored. I just couldn't believe it because I'm like, that's high praise coming from him, especially considering I'm a woman too. That means like he like and I that means he's been paying attention as well. I've been here for a very long time, right? And I haven't really wavered or changed either. So, and we've had debates over the years, me and MOT and whatever. And so for him to have recognized that is a lot because my intellect um, means a lot to me, and my intellect is the whole reason why I'm here. If I hadn't had, my medical issues pop up, if I hadn't had to leave school very suddenly and kind of, I'm stuck on bed rest, can't even walk, if that had never happened, and my brain wasn't like, oh, I'm so bored, I'm dying, I need something to do, I need to think again, I wouldn't even be in the space. So to be recognized, for my intellect and for my logic, whatever, huge. Just really, really big to me. I can't believe it. I still can't believe it, sort of. I'm like, are you sure? Maybe he was drunk that day. Maybe he won't remember. If you ask him again, he'll be like, I never said that, bitch. I don't know.
No, he actually, like I said, I could even do y'all solid and try to even set y'all up for a conversation. I think that would be something you would be highly, highly um, motivated for. Um, I could even try
I'm
to set y'all.
low-key scared of him. Did I ever tell you that? I'm low-key scared of MOT. I don't know
He,
why.
I will definitely say, my brother has a very um, opposing imposing intimidation about him. Like I said, he's
Mm.
no pushover in the space. He says what he says and he means what he says, and he's
Mm-hmm.
highly. You can't come weak around him. Like you can't come weak around him. He also is a cornerstone of the BMT channel. So definitely, definitely you talk. Usually he doesn't tolerate bullshit. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't at
That's true.
all. So that's so when women start saying certain shit, he's quick to just cut them off or BMT get rid of them, and it's like partners. So that's so y'all say, well, BMT, you would have say this around. It. I'm like, dude, I sit right across the table from one of y'all heads, and we and him have hundreds of conversations. He is way less tolerant of y'all bullshit on these spaces than I am. But he likes Ruby. He likes Ruby. He likes Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
He likes
Shockingly.
shockingly.
I
He like
feel very shocked, yeah.
he like Ruby got so quiet on that panel. She was like, "What? What?"
No, because you don't expect to hear something. Because I'm like, okay, it's not like me and him have necessarily ever kicked off per se, right? But he's been on panels I've been on before and whatever, and he's disagreed with people who I think, and like he's disagreed with me. We mostly disagree with each other about a lot of things. Like, because
You
it'll
made it
be
seem
like
like you won an award by winning him over. You made it seem like I'm like, what's wrong with you? You're just talking. BMT, he
that's so
agreed.
weird.
He agreed with me.
I'm always surprised when people agree with me, actually, because you know why? Because most of the time that I've been in this space, even though I agree with people on, say, the broad strokes, right? But then it'll be like the little things we'll start debating, and then people will think I'm such a disagreeable person, or they start arguing with me just from a woman or something. So I'm like, I'm always so surprised when people agree with me. I'm always so surprised to get any kind of validation because unlike most people, like who have people in the chat going, yeah, I agree with BMT. Yeah, shout out to Melody or whatever. You get people who are cheering for you in the chat. I never get people cheering for me. All I get from the chat are people who hate me, right? Or people who hate what I'm saying. One or the other. I never really get a lot of positive stuff from the chat.
What are you talking about? You get it all the time when you come over here. You get all shit. Hell, the whole damn team turns against me when you come around. Put Ruby on. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but that's not in the chat. That's not the chat, though. See, those are real people, like, in the panel, behind the scenes. But in the chat, everyone's like, God, it's Ruby again. God, Ruby slaps some damn much. God, it's Ruby girl. Like, everyone hates me, right? So
You must got a permanent scarlet letter on you. You must got a permanent scarlet letter.
I think I do. I really think I do. I don't know why. It's just
wear it with pride. Like I said, I think y'all have an amazing group. Like I said, I get like I mean, shit. That's how she helped it. Where me, um, DeAndre, um, who else? Me and Jay Sean were always cool. We were always cool. I think even Jay Shine and her were the ones who helped it. Where me and Cerulean had a conversation, but they were like, "Y'all two, whether y'all know it or not, y'all actually have a lot of stuff in common and a lot of talking points." It was just other things meddling around that were setting up a perception that we didn't like each other, but it actually never. Actually, we both actually greatly respected each other. So it was very interesting when we got on panels, and then people thought, "Oh, those two gonna go at it," and after that, it was like, no, like
Nope.
we had other people come around and actually dispel the bullshit that was happening. So,
Right.
and that's so. Y'all believe it or not, a lot of us actually talk behind closed doors about a lot of shit to protect others from other shit. That's called a real family, real friends. So other than that, you guys, we'll see you guys later. Y'all take care. Peace. I see y'all. Ruby, he must really is focused on you. I don't know what it is, Ruby, but he is focused on you. I'm not sure if y'all must have met sometime or slept together or something.
Oh, he's still talking?
And he never stopped. But I promise you, if you want to deal with more women like her, Melody's channel. And I promise you, now, Ruby, to be fair, you can't time him out in Melody's chat now. You can't time him out. I know
I can time him out in your chat. I just didn't. Like, I don't think anyone realizes the fact that I could silence people in a lot of different places, and I just don't, because I actually don't care. I think people think they're more important than they are. But like I said, that's because a lot of people are nobody in real life, and they have nothing in real life, right? Whereas I actually have a husband and family and friends and people who love me, and I'm actually important in a professional and also in a personal way to people in the real world. Right, I'm actually really published. I'm actually really known in my field. So when people like y'all do this, it doesn't matter to me. I don't really care what some random on the internet thinks of me.
He says, yes, you feel, yes, I do. She can feel the shame. I can tell her how her voice changed when I clowned her for being married in a single men's space. Thank you, referee.
I'm so ashamed. That's why I've been here for how many hours now? Because I'm just so embarrassed.
The referee could be one of those. If there was a shaming task force, referee would definitely be a leader there, where he could take women and have them flogged and all kind of abusive shit. But like I said, thank God we do.
The problem is, no, he's not. He could not be. You know why? Because people who are good at stuff like that and can be the leader of stuff like that would recognize the ones that they can and can't actually shame, as in their tactics are going to work on or not. So then they would stop, because eventually it gets to the point where you're just embarrassing yourself, right? That's why you have to go after people who you actually trigger and who you're actually getting to. If that's really what your goal is, right, then you have to go after the people you're actually getting to, you actually trigger, you're actually hurting, you're actually embarrassing, so on and so forth. And more importantly, that what you're saying actually can validly be applied, right? Now, I mean, everything here has told you that I'm well known in these spaces and I'm respected in these spaces. So I'm obviously not well known for any of the things you're trying to lob my way. But yeah, like despite that, like at first, you know, I thought maybe, okay, I could just address you, whatever, move on. But no, it's like, no, you're actually kind of like low-key obsessive. So at this point, it's just embarrassing him. Right, but he thinks he's doing something, right? He thinks he's eating off this. He's like, yeah. I'm like, everyone but him is just embarrassed for him, and is just he's shaming himself, and he doesn't realize it. And just so, and you know, I would take the occasional screenshot of his foolishness, so that way I can show everybody how pathetic this is, right? And everyone's gonna laugh at it, and it's gonna be really funny. And he doesn't realize that he's a joke right now, right? But like if he was going after a woman and any of this was true that he's saying about her and whatever, and like it actually applied to her, like she needed attention and she's ass shots on Instagram and her husband don't know what she's doing and and all the bullshit he's saying. If that actually applied, right, then he would be winning. Right, and because she would be triggered, she'd be cussing, she would be doing the sign language and the whole entire nonsense, right? Hey JT, yeah, but she'd be doing the whole nine and he'd be winning, right? Mm-hmm. That's not what's happening. So the fact that he persists and then like he goes away and comes back and persists more, and he's had hours of his life to do this, is really sad. And it's just embarrassing himself. And I'm not sure why the FNF posse or whoever he's following that follows the FNF posse, why nobody's teaching them this. Because that's the part that I find sad for them. Real talk. And it's happened before. I mean, like, it's not like this didn't exist before. Like when I first got to these spaces like 8-10 years ago, it's not like it didn't exist before. It just wasn't this many of them. And just like long, like normally they would start pulling themselves back or realize that they're idiots like earlier. But I have lots of screenshots and lots of people have been publicly shamed over them doing this. And it's like, dude, like you're so exposing yourself as an incel though. Like that's the crazy thing. Anybody who gets some viscous innards, as MTR says, anyone who gets any doesn't have time to do this. They just don't. They really don't. I'm just saying.
Referee, don't give up. Don't give up. I'm not gonna stop. Listen, when y'all two get tired, y'all will get tired. And hopefully, I just don't want you to choke when one day he comes on the panel to have that conversation with you. It's gonna be huh?
He has nothing to say. Like he doesn't actually have anything to say. He actually really doesn't, right? Like he's trying to get a reaction. Like once you told me that, it clicked in, and I went, "Oh." But then I go, "Oh, it makes sense." But then I'm like, "Wait." But then if he's trying to get why wouldn't he have stopped once he realized he was not going to get the reaction he's hoping for? Because he can only get that reaction from women if he guesses right about her and targets the right woman. So then if you're not getting the reaction, right, like even small children are smart enough to take their ball and go home or pick a new target to bully when they realize that their efforts are in vain, right? But like he's not, like he's intentionally naturally overriding a skill set that's supposed to stop you from embarrassing yourself in public. Like I don't know. Like I don't get it.
Like I said, well, referee, you're welcome. Don't get too crazy to go after Ruby. I am very protective of her, but I also understand that it's a mechanism that these guys do. I'm fairly patting myself on the back that I caught that before Ruby did. So yeah. I guess but definitely.
Overall, 99 Media is funny. He kept the energy for hours. I respect it. No, okay, low key, I don't think I have that level of attention span. Like, I can clear on some. I control a little bit in the chat. I can, but that shit. But you're right. You gotta respect it. Listen, at least he's got commitment, right? It needs to be funneled in a more productive way, but at least he's committed to his cause, right? So that's good, right?
So, I mean, like I said, it is committed. She is. If you make her break, or if you see her act up or get out of line and you catch her being out of line, I guess you have the right to she told you where channel she go to, GC's channel. I don't think you'll be able to do that in Shard's chat. I'm just letting you know right now, Shard's just going to get rid of you. But GC's chat, you'll probably be able to do it.
Hey, Reefer, what's your real name? I'll ask my husband if he knows you. Because again, me having a channel isn't a secret. But I'm not sure why you think it would be. Like, what do you think is secret about having a public name and a public face and a public channel and a public website for 15 years? Do you think there's something secret about that? Or, but let me know what your name is. I could ask. And you're right, Alpha Omega, by the way. And I intentionally surround myself with young, beautiful women. Because I prefer the company of people who have high a high level of self-esteem and self-confidence and aren't bitter ass bitches. That's just real. Right? Just like I like the company of married men, people who are not looking to try to speak to me to sleep with me or because they want to orbit or whatever kind of gross. Like that's not me. That's why again, BMT is a close personal actual friend of mine, right? It's not just, oh, we're secret friends. No, nope. His wife knows that we're friends. My husband knows we're friends, right? His kids probably recognize her face and be like, I think that's Ruby, right? Like, dude, y'all are like clowns. Like, it's actually kind of low key pathetic that you don't know that grown. Like, I don't know, man. Like, that makes me worried. Like, do y'all not have friends? Like, at all? Like, do y'all not actually have friends? Do you not support your friends? Y'all not, because I don't know why y'all think that BMT's channel is a Manosphere men's only channel, but it's not. So, and I don't know, maybe that's where you spend a lot of your time.
That's why I was trying to tell y'all, like, even like for some of y'all, like for me, like it was never in my hands. Like y'all be thinking that I be blocking y'all. It's not me. It's really not me. There are other content creators that hold keys or co-hosts in my chat. Like, listen, she could probably be in the clouds. Like I have it. Like one of the co-hosts was in the clouds. There was somebody in the chat that had pissed her off or pissed him off, right? And they were saying stuff about the content I was doing. Then another day, like I just stopped seeing that person. And then one day I saw them in another chat and they said, BMT, why don't you ever see my comment? And I said, I don't know. I just thought you just stopped coming. And they're like, no, you must have blocked me. It's not me.
Oh.
It's not me. Like literally, I even had to tell people like, it don't be me. Sometimes I have to go do a repurge of everybody blocked because if my co-hosts get rid of y'all, there's nothing I can do unless they vote y'all back in. So, and it's only very rarely I can over supersede them. We're kind of it's not a dictatorship here. It's more like a family, like what is it, bureaucracy? Like we kind of vote for shit.
Democracy.
Yes, yeah, it's a democracy. Yeah, I would say it's a democracy. Like we do vote on a lot of shit behind closed doors. So when y'all feel like, oh man, why you like y'all done turned on me when I talk to the gays, y'all done turn on me when I talk to women, y'all done turn on me when I talk to men, when I talk to white people, Latin. What haven't we talked to in this chat or in this on this channel? And every time y'all motherfuckers just bail out on me. But I have not changed. I have not changed. I just noticed that whenever I do the show, now anybody else outside, if I wasn't in this space, my God, where the fuck would I be right now? But because I'm here, because I have y'all turned on me when I was having conversations with female before there was a fucking Lapeef network, before there was whatever of these other co-ed fucking spaces, BMT's channel had a co-ed females, and you niggas wanted me to get rid of them. Now all of a sudden, y'all are doing the co-ed shit. Y'all weren't doing that before. Y'all said the women were going to destroy the space, BMT, but then y'all go to the female spaces and donate and support them more than y'all do the men.
Because they're lying. They're lying. That's the thing. There are male-only spaces, right? And Buddy, who's so bothered by my by my appearance on a channel that I am part of the network of, right? He could just go to one of the male-only spaces. There are actually channels, right, that they will ban women even if they speak in the chat, or they keep it to a minimum. They'll let certain female content creators on there, but otherwise, like, women can't just go and be talking up their feelings or getting on the panel and stuff like that, right? There's male-only channels. You can go to a male-only channel, but you don't choose to be in a male-only channel. You're not even choosing to be on a red pill channel. You came all the way to BMT's channel to complain about there being women on this channel as though he's in that space where like it's like he's not in that space though. So why are you mad? Like it's weird.
That's the thing. That's the only thing about it I found very interesting. Whenever I would deal with the Itmores or the Manosphere men, and they were like, BMT, you're a simp, you're this and that. But I'm like, I've never been that. Like, even the 3 so-called heads, they even recognize, like, he's here, but the same stuff that y'all talk about that y'all want access to, that's what he's doing. But it's amazing to me the men that do these things, y'all run them the fuck off. Y'all do run them off. But then, like, when I done gun conversations, which do firearms, y'all niggas didn't want to watch that shit. I did life-saving skills. I showed property, real estate. We went over travel. Y'all want pussy. Y'all want pussy. So I'm going to treat y'all. So I don't get too mad. No, Alpha, a lot of y'all, Shannon, underrated. When y'all talking about goddamn these 3 or 4s, when we talked about men being sexually abused, y'all said that was gay shit. So I was like, I am done trying to have any kind of upfront conversation. I'm just going to do what I do.
Right.
And I'm just going to do what I do. Like I said, this space.
Transmaxing, though, is not gay, right? No. When you're abused as a child, as a young man, yeah, that's gay, right? But when you're transmaxing.
I was gay. I was gay for that.
Right.
But transmaxing is not gay. That's when I understood, fuck this space. Respectfully, fuck this space. I don't get it. Like, hey, listen. You think if y'all gonna have this conversation, y'all would actually get in touch with Ruby. She actually wrote a whole paper and did articles on it. But hey, y'all would know that if y'all actually came by and listened to our conversations. We've had men and women and trans on our channel. Actually, we do have a guest co-host that is trans. Don't worry, nobody's turning gay. But I always like to have, if we're going to talk about that community, to have a liaison from that community present. If I don't understand business, that's how it would work. You would have somebody from the community there. So that way they can break out the nuances and say, yeah, no, we do not hand out pills to babies. Like, they'll tell you. I gotta go. I gotta go. I have to go. But other than that, Ruby, contact me. Let me know what Melody says. I do look forward to hearing about all that. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Zell, shout out to referee. If you want to give my little sis, my baby hell, go ahead. I promise you, I need a chuckle. But I just want you to know, if she gets tired of you, I can't stop her. But I don't think she's going to get ready. I think that she's going to meet the challenge. What's going on, Jan? How you doing, bro? See y'all. I don't do all that. I'm not the rest of the men because they get pretty crazy. Jan.
Yeah, you can tell the difference. Like, I can look at this guy. I'm like, I don't know him from Adam, whatever. But just reading people's comments in the chat, right? Like, Alpha Omega, someone that disagrees with me a lot, right? There's a lot of people who disagree with me a lot. But I wouldn't say, oh, they're incels or they're this or they're that, because it's very, like, they just disagree on the subject matter, right? They disagree with the point that you're making. They disagree with your perspective, whatever, right? But you can clearly tell they haven't come from some brainwashed Stockholm syndrome or pathetic ass loser kind of perspective. They're just, grown men who disagree with where you're coming from, either from experience or research or whatever. And they're here to, listen to a discussion, a debate, and, speak their piece. There's a difference. There is very much a difference. And I really wish some of these younger dudes who are so lost, they could just kind of observe some of the more respectable men in these spaces and just kind of, model themselves after that, right? Like, there's some very respectable men in these spaces. And I'm like, and there's some really respectable men in these spaces who do some really respectable things in real life that y'all will never know, right? What they would do, because they would never give y'all their real name and stuff, because y'all are a bunch of messy ass children, right? Which is why I'm not giving y'all all of my real everything because y'all are a bunch of messy ass children, right? You just like the drama. You want to ruin people. You want to whatever. And it's like,
Oh yes, yeah, they do. Like I never understood that about this space for people that want to build up men and fundamental community. They like there's a lot of tear down here, but that's another
mhm,
conversation for another time. We see you
mhm.
guys. Peace.